All with Reed's Ferry Sheds. If it says Reed's Ferry, you got a good one. Lexus and Alexis Strikes Out Hunger Program. By Taco Bell, baseball is back. And by William Ravis, the official real estate company of the Boston Red Sox. Plenty of sunshine and blue sky this evening. So good to be with you from Fenway tonight. Nate Eovaldi moments away from tossing the first pitch. Nesson in Xfinity would like to welcome viewers to opening day, the start of the Boston Red Sox season. Thanks for joining us. Boston beginning its 120th American League season. The Red Sox are 58-60 with one tie. And prior to 2020, the latest the Red Sox ever opened a season was April 26th in 1901, and again in 1995. That was because of a players' strike. It's also just the 5th time in the last 25 years they have opened at home. Here's a look at the Baltimore lineup now. And leading things off is Austin Hayes in center. Anthony Santander is in right. Jose Iglesias, former Red Sox, at short. Renato Nunez, the DH. Chris Davis at first. Hanser Alberto at second base. Rio Ruiz at third, with Pedro Severino doing the catching. And DJ Stewart is in left field, and the number 9 hitter against 30-year-old Nate Eovaldi. First time he's ever started on opening day.
Well, I'll tell you what, he was good in the first spring training. He was good in this summer camp. This guy is ready. He is primed for this start. This guy goes full blast. You know all the stuff he has, close to 100 miles an hour. This may be the year he puts it together. I hope so.
Red Sox starting pitcher presented by PNC Bank.
And the Red Sox defense tonight will have Rafael Devers at third base, Xander Bogaerts the shortstop, Jose Peraza at second, and Michael Chavis, the first baseman. Left and right, Andrew Benintendi, Jackie Bradley Jr., and Kevin Millar, and Christian Vasquez doing the catching for Eovaldi.
Tonight's umpires brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. The crew chief, Mark Wagner, he has the plate. Marty Foster, Alan Porter, and Sean Barber on the bases. We're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP presented by Toyota. Visit compra2toyota.com to see Toyota deals not seen on TV.
Buenas noches, amigos.
This weather is not opening day in April. What a lovely thing here in July. The ball should be flying as Austin Hayes gets in, and we are set for the first pitch of the season at last. Right through there at 100.
From the get-go.
Casino.
Do you think he's fired up or what?
Well, Hayes is Baltimore's number 5 overall prospect. They think very highly of him. Brought him up briefly last year. Has some power, and that one driven deep. Racing back, Pilar, and he makes a leaping catch and up against the bullpen fence. Well, that's the kind of defense you're going to see from him. Red Sox have seen it against them for years.
Yeah, we've talked about it many times. You know, we saw it up in Toronto for years. It's a cut fastball on the outside part of the plate, and I wasn't sure Pilar was going to be able to come up with this. I thought it might be out of the ballpark, but he backtracks beautifully, crashes into the wall, and holds on to the baseball. Terrific outfielder.
Well, it tells you something, that ball carrying like that. He said, uh-oh. I mean, that wasn't a terrible pitch, the outside part of the plate, right, but he drove it almost out of here.
Now they'll send up the number 2 man, Anthony Santander, the right fielder. Again, 100 on the gun.
Boy, he's feeling it.
You know, one thing Eovaldi was upset about is this fact that his family could not join him up here for opening day, for the opening start. And, you know, so if they're watching at home, there he is.
Getting to call the pitch in game 1 with Chris Sale's injury. Eduardo Rodriguez battling COVID-19. He'll chop her back to Nate. 2 down. Orioles, of course, losing 108 games last year. That was actually a 7-game improvement. They are in full rebuild. And their manager is Brandon Hyde into his 2nd year. They actually played a little better under him last year.
I mean, you just got to take advantage of Baltimore. I know it's early, but you know, you got a 3-game series. You got a tough schedule, having to play the Mets, the Yankees, and Tampa Bay. You've got to win this series. I'm going to drop a must-win on them already.
Out of the shoot.
Iglesias takes one up top. The now 30-year-old shortstop who came up, of course, with the Red Sox, made his major league debut at Boston in 2011. Signed with the Orioles as a free agent.
It's one of the few guys they don't shift on. They're pretty much straight up in the outfield, straight up in the infield.
He handles the bat pretty good.
Yeah, he does. He does. He's in that 3 spot, which kind of surprised me a little bit. They see the defense.
He's 0 for 6 lifetime against Eovaldi.
He had a nice year last year with Cincinnati. Good ballpark to hit in. Hit 11 home runs. Hit 288. So he's a decent player. They got him for a song. Didn't pay him much this year.
Busy down at third base against him. 36% of the ground balls go to third base.
And that one right on Black at 99. Good luck.
That's unhittable.
Nunez on deck. Just getting started here in game 1.
He's got the kind of arm that you can go out there and not show him anything except fastballs and see how long you can do that and then mix it in after that. Everything hard. Fastball, hard cutter.
Yeah, see that cutter. When you see 92, that's the cut fastball from Eovaldi.
And a 3-2. Sharply but foul. We showed you that number there that Nate has actually had the highest fastball velocity in a major since 2011. That's better than Garrett Cole. It's better than Jacob deGrom, hitting over 97 miles per hour on average with the heater.
What do you want to do here, Rick?
Gas him.
Outside corner.
Yeah, just hump him, man.
And a payoff pitch. Fought that one off.
Has been late, obviously, on those last 2 fastballs, but giving him a tough at bat right now.
You know how he would love to begin the season with a 1-2-3 top of the first inning.
A little hesitation, cheese. Huh? How about that? Huh? He never did that. Ever see him do that?
No. Slowed it up a little bit, and then here comes 99 again.
So do you go with something other than a fastball now?
I don't know, but he's trying to. When you got a guy throwing 100 miles an hour, hesitating and throwing 100 miles an hour. Back to the gas. Yep. Bring it.
He's being very pesky.
I'll tell you what, this is a very good at bat by Iglesias. I mean, you got a guy up there, fastball after fastball at 99, and he's just fouling him off. How about mixing in a cutter right here? See what happens. You hate to walk him, but the fact is
he's just not a typical number 3 hitter.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, back to the fastball again.
Yeah, hop, get it.
Puts that one in play for Peraza. And Nate Eovaldi negotiates the first inning in style. He gets him in order. The Red Sox, for the first time, are coming up. All right, Red Sox coming up here in the bottom half of the first inning. It'll be Benintendi, Martinez, Devers up against left-hander Tommy Milone, who was 4-10 last year with Seattle with a 4.76 ERA. Andrew Benintendi fouling away the first one, leading off this year, facing the left-hander.
Yeah, kind of a surprise starter. He's a journeyman. When journeymen were journeymen, this is him. You know, he's been in 7 teams in 10 years. Soft tossing left-hander.
Excuse me, I was shocked to see today. I remember him with the Oakland Athletics and how many teams he's been with since that time.
You can hang in there if you're left-hander, and obviously prone to the home run ball.
As many of the Oriole pitchers were last year, like all of them, they allowed 305.
Ooh, historic.
And that's about all you're going to get right there for fastball, about 87, 88. Orioles in a shift against Benintendi. 3 men on the right side, shading him slightly to the opposite field in the outfield.
Good take on the 78-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch. As you both mentioned, tough left-hander John Means was to be Baltimore's starter, but he's been placed on the injured list with shoulder fatigue. He was really tough on the Sox last year. Little dribbler to Alberto, one away. Rest of the Red Sox lineup now brought to you by Toyota's official website for deals. Buyatoyota.com. JD Martinez next. Big numbers against Malone. Rafael Devers will be followed by Xander Bogaerts, Kevin Pillar, then Christian Vasquez. Michael Chavis is at first base tonight. Jackie Bradley in center field, and newcomer Jose Peraza joining the team as the second baseman. And JD, career-wise, 6 out of 18 two-home runs against this lefty.
Yeah, they got a couple of guys in the lineup that hit him very well. JD, one of them, Bogaerts, the other.
A lot of guys that hit him well don't play here anymore because that's how long ago Malone has thrown many years ago against them.
But the home run numbers at Fenway are off the charts, aren't they, against this guy?
This number just blew me away. He's thrown 18 in the third innings. You see the changeup, that's what he features. Not much fastball, but the changeup is the pitch that he strikes guys out with. But 18 innings in Fenway Park, 11 home runs. Wow. I mean, my goodness. I'll put the ranch on a home run right now at some point before he leaves this game.
You've been calling for this since 4:30 this afternoon.
The first thing you said when you walked into our conference room.
I mean, that's unbelievable.
It is. Making sure to keep it away from Martinez. Devers next. Part of the outstanding left side of the Red Sox infield. Look at the infield here for the Orioles.
Way off first base is Davis.
Hitters count for JD Martinez. Walked him. Red Sox have their first base runner of the new season.
Let's take a look at the Orioles defense. Ruiz will be at third base. Iglesias the shortstop. Alberto at second. And Chris Davis the first baseman. Left to right, Stewart, Hayes, Santander, and Severino doing the catching for Malone.
Rafi Devers first at bat. You mentioned the left side of the infield, an absolute wrecking ball for the Red Sox in 2019. He paired up with Xander Bogaerts to become the first pair of teammates in Major League history with 30-plus homers and 50-plus doubles in the same season. He just had a great year.
Oh, total. Left side of the infield, as good as it gets.
Fouls that one back, 87 miles an hour.
That's one of the pitches right there that he has a difficult time staying off. It's that high fastball that's up and in on him. That's one way you can get him out, but there's not a lot of ways to get him out.
Malone will throw changeups to left-handers too.
Martinez with the lead at first. Oh, he went fishing. That was out of the strike zone, and down he goes. So Malone strikes out Devers, 2 away.
Yeah, show him a little something inside, then go to the breaking ball down and away. Lefties think about that ball inside. You can't forget about it. And then all of a sudden, bing, on the outside part of the plate with the breaking ball about maybe 3 inches off the outside corner.
Tantalizing.
See the backside, not in. The hot and the backside was not in on that swing.
Xander Bogaerts to climb in. Last year, 309, 33 home runs, 117 driven in. That's called a strike by Wenger. Xander making his 7th career opening day start at shortstop, 7th in a row. As Jerry mentioned, he loves facing this guy, loves facing Malone. 6 for 12 off the lefty.
That's a good changeup right there, Rick.
Best pitch. That is his pitch.
Yeah, and then off the plate.
He'll show you inside, and then everything's soft away. needs the umpire to give him a couple inches out there, but that's a good pitch.
Little movement on it, going down and away from Xander. Another changeup.
Sure, he shook off the changeup. No, he
79, yep. He struck him out at 79 miles an hour. Back-to-back Ks, the inning done. Baseball finally back. Things are going to look. Opening night at Fenway, no score after an inning. Dennis Eckersley, Jerry Remy, Dave O'Brien, Garen Austin alongside, and Nate Eovaldi back at it against Renato Nunez, the DH.
Eovaldi's going to figure out something against this guy. He's 5 for 6 against him with a couple of home runs.
And as you saw, the 31 bombs last year. You make a mistake, he's more than up to it. Lunging at that, another play for Eovaldi off the hill, one away. Mentioned Garen Austin. Garen, good evening to you and welcome back. Well, not quite yet. We have some technical difficulties there, so we'll welcome Garen back again a little bit later.
And do it the exact same way, Dave. That was excellent.
Practicing that all afternoon. Well, Chris Davis, the Orioles really remaining saddled by his big contract through 2022. You know, it's the way it is with him. He makes $23 million a year. The numbers have gone through the floor the last several years. You can't talk about Chris Davis without talking about that contract, unfortunately for him.
Remember last year he was in that really deep slump. Remember, he finally got a hit. It was here.
Into the shift for Peraza. 2 up, 2 down. And it's time for us once again to say good evening and welcome back to Garen Austin. Hey, Garen.
Thanks, OB. We'll try this again. Well, you said it the other day. Getting the opportunity to start on opening day is always special for a pitcher, and this is a day that Nathan Eovaldi has been looking forward to. And Eck, you said it. Eovaldi looked great at spring training, and he also looked great at summer camp. He said he's been working on his slider. He feels great, and he's healthy. He said there are no limits on him tonight. He's built up to 100 pitches. And, Jerry, you also mentioned this. Getting the opportunity to start opening day this year is a little bittersweet because Eovaldi said usually he'd have about 10 to 15 family members here. He said it's especially frustrating for his dad, who really wanted to be here tonight to watch his son pitch. He even considered flying up to Boston just so he could be here with him. But the family is having a watch party at home tonight in Texas. Guys?
All right.
Thanks, Garen. Was up to a great start. He set down 5 in a row, and he is dotting it at 98 miles an hour.
Well, the fastball's there. We know that. I like the fact that he just goes with hard stuff early on here. This is paint once again. We've seen a lot of that early on.
Yeah, he's been wearing out that outside corner with that fastball.
Alberto puts it in play, and there's the first base knock tonight. A single through the left side. Alberto, he's a very, very tough out last year. He hardly ever struck out, and he batted over 300.
That might have been a split-fingered fastball that time. 90 miles an hour at the bottom of the zone. Let's take a look. No, cut fastball. Got a little spin on it, as you can see right there, and he tops it. It's going to make its way through the infield for the base hit.
So the Orioles have their first man on in front of Rio Ruiz, the third baseman. Left-hand hitter with a little bit of pop in the bat. So baseball announcing yesterday that the playoffs have expanded by 6 teams. Want to get both of your thoughts on that quickly. How did it hit you, Eck, when you heard that news?
Well, I thought it was great news for the Red Sox. That's what I thought right away. You know, I think it's good for the game. I think it keeps interest more than anything all the way through. Now, whether or not you liked how how it ends up at the end, 3-game series, all that, but it's good for the Red Sox. They've got a chance, better than they would, first of all, 162 games, and second of all, I mean, 10 teams out of 15. I mean, good shot for the Red Sox.
Yeah, I was a little confused last night when they were talking about the postseason. I got a little better understanding today about it, and I kind of like it. I've been in the opinion if you're going to play 60 games, throw everything in a bucket and let's see what happens.
Right. Well, if it's 162 games, I think we all agree it's a different story.
Totally. It's almost a no-brainer, really. It just creates excitement all season long. That last week of the season is going to be happening.
Yeah, it's going to be. It's going to be, you know, at least they're trying to make this short season exciting.
There's a bunch of new things. We'll talk about those. We'll touch on those tonight. Play on, and he got back in.
That's his best move right there. That's his best one.
Already talking about the best move.
Yeah, best move he's got right there. That's the best one he's got. So, as a base runner, when a first base coach tells you that, that's the one you look for. And if you don't see it, you can take off.
Chavis in front of the bag, kind of weird.
And more first basemen are doing that now to help them get off the bag to increase their range.
Doesn't help the tag much, does it?
No.
Michael will be playing first base, some second base. He'll be DHing on occasion. 18 home runs for him in his rookie season. Alberto, the base runner. 2 gone, no score.
Fans who purchase 50-50 raffle tickets for tonight's $50,000 guaranteed jackpot by the end of the third inning at redsox.com/5050 will also be entered into a separate drawing to win the opportunity for a Red Sox player to record the voicemail greeting for your phone. See official rules for full details.
Crowd coming to life here at Fenway. Got a piece to hang in there.
I'll tell you one thing, they got the crowd pretty good. You know, it's I watched that game last night, the Yankee game, and it was awfully quiet in that ball game, you know, last night. And looks like they got it toned in a little bit better here at Fenway Park.
You get to see a split finger. I have not seen a split finger yet. It's been mostly hard stuff, fastball, cutter. I don't know if I'd throw him a split finger or not. I might go right at him, paint him down and away.
2-2. And popped up, but that'll drip back out of play.
That's when you know you're throwing hard. You get a pitch right down the middle of the plate. It's a straight fastball, and you foul it straight back. That means he's got a little juice on it.
Needs one of those guys. You'll hear him grunt on a big fastball, just like another guy Jerry played behind out of Alvin, Texas, named Nolan Ryan.
Yeah, 2 guys out of Alvin. The family watching tonight.
There's that split.
80 miles an hour. Watch.
A little tapper to the second baseman again. Peraza on target, and that will retire the side. 1 hit, 1 left.
And didn't hit it all that well and almost went out here. Great play by Pilar. First inning, first hitter, first game with the Red Sox. He makes a play like that.
Yeah, very agile guy in the outfield.
He swings here and pops it up to third. Ruiz to wait on it. 1 out in the Red Sox second. No score here. Vasquez will be next. So we're talking about some of the rule changes as well in baseball. There's a 3-batter minimum for pitchers. If a relief pitcher comes in, he's got to face 3 unless the inning comes to an end. How's it hit, Jack?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's that, you know, 1 batter left-hander that kind of alleviates him. You got to be careful with that. You get out there hung to dry.
Yeah, well, that's the one I didn't like too much because I think it affects strategy.
Yeah, it does.
How about the DH for both leagues?
I love it.
Love it.
You know, there's probably some people that, traditionalists, that don't want that. And you got people that have watched the National League game for so many years. I know that's what they've come to love. That's the nature of that game, the strategy. But for me, you know, I'm a fan. I want to see somebody swing the bat, not the pitcher.
I would have to agree with you on that. I said it before in one of our preseason games, and I don't get all wrapped up in that strategy too much. It doesn't excite me. I'd rather see a David Ortiz at the plate than Dennis Eckersley.
I'll tell you what, don't get me started, because I mean, who wants there's some tired hacks from the pitchers. I mean, you look at the numbers, they hit 100.
Yeah.
They're going to hit 100.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
The counter to this, and it's weak, I realize it, but then you never get Bartolo Colon, you know, hitting a
To
home
watch
run.
him, okay, hooray.
I know it's
Yeah,
one time.
right,
but
right.
I said it was weak. I mean, it's, you know, it's the best I have on that.
So how do
Sorry.
you feel about it, Dave?
I'm with both of you guys. I want to see guys swing the bat who know how to do that for a living. I want to see pitchers pitch.
Yeah,
And
it's
for
like-
me, I had to pitch in the American League, and it's like I used to be jealous of the guys that were in the other league.
Yeah.
There's too many outs over there. Their ERAs were so much better, and I was like, hey man,
Yeah.
you haven't
Envious.
been facing these hairy guys.
Right.
This big hairy guy in the lineup every time.
The other thing too is, it's almost like a quarterback in football. You want to protect your pitches, don't you? I mean, you don't want them out there, taking swings, running bases. I mean, you got to protect these guys because they're so valuable. You lose a couple of pitches because of something that happens on a base path or a swing, and
Yeah, especially in the interleague. I mean,
yeah,
they don't
you're
do
in
it
big
that
trouble.
often. Right.
Exactly.
I
And you
remember
get to in interleague games, the American League guys are laughing. They're coming back. They're laughing and smiling.
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
Remember Clay Buchholz got hurt, running the base.
Yeah.
Clay Buchholz was in really good shape.
Yeah.
But he still, pulled a hamstring between first and second running the bases.
Bobby Welsh told me when I played a game over the National League, he said, you're going to get 25 extra strikeouts on the year. 25. If you start 30 games, you're going to get 25 punch-outs at least.
Malone walks his second man. Christian Vasquez aboard here. That'll bring on Michael Chavis.
Tomorrow at 7, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by DCU. We'll preview the series finale. DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union.
Now, Michael is a rookie last year. He had 18 home runs, and 3 of those went 459, 451, and 447. So they tended to go a long way. I'll tell you the one I wasn't sure about, but I think I'm going to love it at about 11 o'clock when we go to the 10th inning in a game is runners beginning at second base when we go to extra innings.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Try it. See what it's like.
I mean, Jerry, you've been doing this for, 33 years now. And don't tell me you like 16, 17 inning games.
I hate it. They're terrible.
You ask anybody in this business.
I hated it when I was a player. It seemed like everybody that got up there in extra innings was trying to hit that game-winning home run,
true.
and nothing would happen for 4 innings.
1-1. Missed the corner. Look, baseball has to do everything in its power to make games a little bit shorter. And that's one thing that's going to do. That's going to bring the average time of game way down. Or at least down.
One can only hope.
I told you I'm not going to complain. Remember, I'm not complaining ever again about this game.
Right.
You did say that. We've got that on tape. Davis went for the downs there. 2-2.
Is it a high changeup? What is this? Yeah. High changeup.
79 at
That's
the top
like
of the strike
yuck.
zone. Don't see that very often.
And got him picked at first base, and Vasquez is out. Picked off by Malone. Just like that, 2 men away.
You could hear the first base coach, Tommy Goodwin, yelling back. If you wait for the first base coach, it's always too late. That's almost a balk move. It really is. I mean, that step was not toward first base by any means. Nor was it toward the middle of the, between home plate and first base. That was very close to being a balk move.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. In the end, Malone faces only 3 Red Sox. '20 rule change those. Universal DH. Now that's supposed to be only for this year. A lot of people believe that will be permanent. And if that is, that changes a lot of guys' futures, doesn't it?
Yeah, J.D. Martinez
Possibly.
has some options.
Yes, he does. Severino leading things off here. No score, 3rd inning. Just 1 hit so far against Nate. And make it 2. Leadoff single by the number 8 man, the catcher.
Notice Eovaldi with his uniform number now 7. don't know if the one fell off or if he put on Christian Vasquez's number, but for some odd reason.
Never seen that before.
No, number 7's pitching right now.
Instead of number 17.
Yeah.
Which is how he started things tonight.
And I'll tell you what, another Bay City might go change again.
Now facing DJ Stewart, the left fielder. With the leadoff man aboard. There's the 17 from last inning.
Yeah, it's not like it fell off or anything because he's got the 7 right in the square of his back. So
you know they're changing jerseys anyway because he's so sweaty.
how many times a game would you change yours?
Maybe 3 times.
3 times a game.
Yeah.
Bounding ball picked off by Chavis in the second one. Back to first. Safe, no double play. Red Sox get 1 out of that as Severino is erased at second.
Good attempt there by the Red Sox. You know, Bogart's doing as much as he possibly could to get it there in time, but good hustle down the line by Stewart. There you see Chavis. He gets in a good position to throw, but he just hustled down the line and beat it out. Red Sox did everything right, just couldn't turn it over. Not quite in time.
Of course, Michael playing first base as well as second base. Second base a work in progress for him a season ago. Top of the order now, and Austin Hayes 0 for 1 to fly to right. They brought him up for a 21-game trial last season. He did just fine. He hit .309.
Yeah, he opened some eyes last year. Played some good center field too. Put a charge into that ball in the first inning. Almost got out of here.
Opposite field.
And Eovaldi tonight, his first opening day start. That one flared foul.
You know, we got a great setup here to do our games, and Nesson really took care of us in the studio. The one thing I do miss, and a shout out to our crew back at Fenway, people in the truck, of course, our camera people, our audio people, you know, all good friends of mine and all great people. And it's one thing I miss about being around the ballpark. I really do. But we have got some nice digs here at Nesson. We really do.
But we certainly do. They've done a marvelous job in making everybody here safe, which is job number one, and making everyone feel like the protocols are all being adhered to. It's great to see the governor, the mayor out there tonight throwing out first pitch.
Yeah, very nice.
And they have done a marvelous job in the state of Massachusetts, which at the very beginning it was so tough. But what work the state of Massachusetts has done.
I think the governor took a lot of heat at the beginning.
At the start,
it turned out right for Massachusetts.
Hayes has faced Nate on 4 occasions. He does have 2 hits. One man gone. Comebacker. Could be 2. Got him at second. Close and a double play. Started by Nate Eovaldi, who retires the side. Bottom third, no score. Red Sox and the Orioles here on opening night. Jackie Bradley to start it and stings that one. That's going to be a fair ball down into the corner. That'll go all the way to the base of the wall. And Jackie trots into second with the season's first extra base hit.
Boy, you got to like that. Almost took that fastball out of the catcher's glove down the left field line. Easy double for Jackie.
I love when Jackie does that and goes to the opposite field because he can do it. Sometimes he gets pulled crazy, but when you get a pitch like that, you try to pull it. It's a ground ball to second base. This time, it's down in the corner for a stand-up double here in the 3rd inning. Great piece of hitting by Jackie Bradley.
Had 28 of them last season. Quickly into scoring position for one of the new Red Sox, Jose Peraza, who has won the job at second base. Spent the last 4 years with the Cincinnati Reds. This guy can handle the bat well. Jackie going to hold at second.
Hard to see the ball, you know, got kicked around a little bit behind the plate, got trapped a little bit with the umpire Wegner, and You know, when you're a runner at second base, you got to be 100% sure you can make third base. If you lose the ball for a second, you can see Jackie leaning, and the ball gets away. I mean, it's like crazy back there.
The umpire kicked it. Check it out.
Oh, there it goes.
Mark Wigner.
Skate save. And a beauty.
We've seen this game so far from Malone. He has got his best pitch is that changeup.
That one ripped, and that's going to get all the way to the monster. JBJ trucking around into second base with a run-scoring double. Jose Peraza, not a bad way to start your Red Sox career.
Yeah,
and he makes it 1-0.
Beautiful thing. He makes him pay on like a mediocre piece of cheese, really. 86-mile-an-hour fastball right there, and he rips it down the left field line. Easy double for Peraza. Nice way to start his career with the Red Sox. RBI double.
That's one you have no problem scoring from second base. You see it, you know where it's going. It took the Red Sox to the bottom of the lineup to get their first couple of hits, but they turn it into a run.
Now this ought to be a very potent offensive team.
Yeah, it will. It's going to score runs. There's no question about that.
By the way, Jackie's wearing a microphone for us tonight. He's kind enough to do that. We hope to bring some of that sound.
I'm glad he got a hit. That'll help.
That might be what we bring you. Yes, he's rounding third base. Andrew Benintendi 0 for 1. He has grounded to second. Benny would love to get back to his 2017 form when he hit 20 home runs, drove in 90. Going to be leading off this year, of course.
Way out front of that.
That 79-mile-an-hour slider just down to one knee on that swing. Benintendi here trying to pull the ball. You got nobody out man at second base. At least try to get him to third base. You want the base hit, obviously, to drive him in, but if you're going to make out, make it to the right side.
First two men have doubled in the third. Red Sox on top. Not too sure on that pitch. And Benintendi will walk away a strikeout victim. Our key matchup presented by the great folks at Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. Wonderful to have them back with us. We're always here to get you there. J.D. Martinez, the DH. Very good career against Baltimore. .318 lifetime. You mentioned his numbers against Malone. He took a walk in the first inning. One man out. JD has led the majors in RBIs his first 2 years with the Red Sox. 235 runs batted in.
I'm a little surprised to see JD swing at that pitch. I think he is too, because you got first base open and you're facing this field tough right-handed hitter. You know he's going to be cute with him, try to work him off the plate, because you got Devers, the lefty, on deck. And he chased that first pitch. It was well out of the strike zone. Surprising.
He may not even give him a fastball anywhere near the plate. Inside, maybe. Up. Look at that salad. 86.
86.
You don't see that. That's about as slow as you're going to see in the big leagues.
Yep, for a fastball.
And we'll see somebody on Sunday that's even slower. I think LeBlanc's pitching on Sunday.
He is scheduled to go on Sunday afternoon. Tomorrow afternoon we come to you at 1:30.
How about we going to come out of the chute with like a day game after a night game? How are we going to do that? Sleep fast.
Yeah, gonna do it right away.
You don't have to worry about a long game, that's for sure. No 15-inning game.
Martin Perez will go tomorrow, left-handed for the Red Sox, against right-hander Alex Cobb, who was born in Boston.
There's that changeup again.
Yeah, he hasn't thrown him a strike yet. Trying to get him to chase something that's off the plate.
He shouldn't give in to him.
Rafael Devers next. Peraza at second. did get something, and he turned on that, and another rocket pulled to the wall. Peraza scores easily. First RBI of this season for J.D. Martinez. Red Sox double that lead 2-0.
Yeah, changeup got too much of the plate. He hooked it. Went down there and hooked it.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was trying not to do. Throw the ball over the middle of the plate.
See
There's
the
that
changeup?
grip you can see right there, and he just jumps all over it. That, I mean, that is not a good pitch at all.
That's changeup middle. He's lucky he didn't leave the ballpark right there. RBI double, 2-0 Red Sox.
And looking for more now. 3 doubles in the inning. JD with 33 a season ago. Devers trying to keep that line moving. He struck out in first inning. And he looks at a strike. Behind the Scenes is powered by Duncan. Jerry was talking about our new digs. So this is us in action, so to speak. Calling the game here from Watertown. Yes, we are definitely keeping our social distance. We have our own conference room that they put us in.
Oh man, I love it.
Like Jerry loves the room. It's this great big like oak table, and no one else is allowed in. It's just us, us three.
It's like a cabinet, like, you know, you had a cabinet meeting, except there's only the three of us.
We are the cabinet.
It's going to be the three of us for days, man.
Yeah.
Because nobody can come in. Everybody's scared to death to even come in that room.
It's true, unfortunately. It is very private. Well, you know, we're doing what we can to be safe and sound, just as you are. So far, so good.
See if he throws that slider, make him chase.
One, two on the way. Would not offer at that one. As you mentioned, Malone well traveled. He has been around Washington, Oakland, Minnesota, Milwaukee, pitched for the Mets, Washington again, Seattle last year, and now Baltimore.
Had a decent year for the Minnesota Twins a few years back. And pitched well with Oakland.
3-2.
But last year, 111 innings, gave up 24 bombs. That's not good.
He misses something inside. I think Devers is going to light him up.
You're going to flip him another breaking ball.
Yeah. Ooh. He got the inside pitch too. Well, you know, middle pitch, but I mean, that for him, that's a very hittable pitch.
A lot of funky swings from left-handed hitters.
Yeah. Might be a little tough to pick up.
Yeah, Benintendi had some weird swings.
Bogart's next. Already 3 doubles in the inning for Boston. Rafael Devers had 54 of them last year. Every time he looked up, he was at second base. He'll take ball 4. The struggles continue for Malone here in the 3rd inning. That'll put runners at first and second for Xander Bogaerts. Doug Brocail, their pitching coach. Now to Comforts of Home, brought to you by Bernie and Phil's. Xander Bogaerts' career against the Orioles at Fenway, .315 with 8 home runs. Looking to add to those numbers right now. Right now, save up to 15% and get free delivery for a limited time only. Bernie and Phil's.
Or if you're bogey right here, thinking changeup, right? That's his best pitch. He's not going to throw you a fastball that you can do any damage with. He's going to nibble with that thing.
Oh, look at this shot.
Beautiful.
All right, this is not April baseball.
Certainly is not. Just a gorgeous night at the ballpark. The only thing Fenway is missing right now is about 37,000 in the stands. And building potentially a big inning here against Malone and the Orioles. That's in there for a strike.
I'll tell you, the Red Sox were very lucky in their summer camp. You know, they didn't have anything major happen to them. Things went very smoothly for them. You know, you got the Erod situation, which is not good. But compared to what a lot of teams had to go through, they were pretty smooth sailing.
0-1. Throw down at first base, not in time, as Devers goes tumbling back in. And the latest on Erod, of course, which came about yesterday, was not good news because the Red Sox have had to shut him down due to complications with the virus.
Yeah, that is not good at all.
No.
It scares me to the point where I think we might not have him.
It might be a while, long time.
0-2 on Xander.
He is missed, to say the least.
He certainly is. 19-game winner last year. It was a breakthrough season for Eduardo Rodriguez, who would have been pitching tonight.
I love when they look at that play, all the plays on the catcher's arm there, the pitches, how they're going to set up hitters, what they're going to throw to him. It's like football, man. Throw the slant.
When you're throwing salad like he does, he better know what he wants to throw in certain situations.
Martinez and Devers get their leads, one man away. And that one gets away from the catcher, and the runners are going to move up. It got by Severino. So Martinez to third and Devers to second.
See the changeup, he shoves it in the ground. Severino can't smother it. Gets through, kicks up off his forearm. Runners go to second and third.
See, one of the problems with that is the catch is all set up for a ball that's outside. He's called the changeup. He thinks it's going to be away, and then he can't adjust in time to get back and block that ball that's inside. Well,
So,
mislocation, obviously, by the pitcher.
Wild pitch. They'll bring the infield in here. 2 men in scoring position. Xander Bogaerts just time and time again last year cashed in last 2 seasons. Spots just like this.
Boy, can't help but be anxious right here. Soft tosser. You get to anything, you get sitting on that changeup because he hasn't got enough to throw it by you.
Wouldn't go after that. Good discipline, and that'll run it to 3-2.
That's a tough pitch to lay off to because it's off speed and it's moving down and away.
You got time to wait because he hasn't got much.
Yeah,
he hasn't got any hair. On cue.
Neither does he. Neither do I.
Here's the 3-2. Oh, swung on and missed. 79 miles an hour, and he struck him out for the second time tonight.
Well, he's staying with that breaking, that off-speed pitch to change up. Big strikeout
that's his
right
bread
here.
and butter, man. And he gets him out front. I mean, that's a good pitch. That is a perfect pitch. You don't face a lot of guys like this. You just don't.
Not in the game today. No, you don't see many of them.
Pilar 0 for 1. He's popped up to the third base. He's also made a tremendous catch in right field already. Very first batter of the game.
We're in the third inning. He's got 5 strikeouts. You think he was a power pitcher?
Cody Carroll, right-hander, loosening in their pen. 55 pitches by Malone. Torn into, and another one down the line. A carbon copy in to score JD Martinez. And right behind him, Rafael Devers. Pilar already putting up a really fine night in his Red Sox debut, and he makes it 4-0.
Yeah, Red Sox lead the league in doubles right in this inning, don't they? 4 doubles in this inning. Something soft. He yanks down the line, and not going to get away with that. Change up middle once again, almost like identical to the pitch that JD Martinez got, and he deposits it down the line. Easy double again for Pilar, and the Red Sox got it going on.
Yeah, so Pilar, you've seen already in this game, make a good defensive play in the outfield and right field, and now comes up with a big base hit to drive in a run.
Yeah, that's a nice change of pace, right? I mean,
yeah, I mean that changeup, you can't get away with that inside.
Vasquez with a high fly ball, pretty well hit, backing up Santander, and he makes the catch. Side retired, but the Red Sox blow up for 4 here on opening night. They lead it 4-0. Red Sox off to a real night, a 4-0 lead behind Nathan Eovaldi. And he'll get 2, 3, 4 in the Baltimore batting order. He'll see Santander, Iglesias, and Nunez for the second time. And back to the number 17. And pours in strike 1.
I guarantee that his locker must be close to Vasquez, and he probably accidentally took the wrong shirt. I guarantee it. He had to. Why would he put on 7?
We got to find out.
I'm going to run down there now.
That'll be the day.
Wouldn't you think, Ecto? I mean,
I don't know.
I feel strange out there if I didn't have my number on. It really would. Probably wouldn't make a difference.
And that would be something if he just grabbed Christian's jersey.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because their lockers are right next to each other somewhere. I don't know or where he got it, because they're not in the clubhouse. Very interesting.
Doesn't happen very often. Something like that.
Of course, Manny Ramirez used to grab stuff out of guys' lockers all the time.
Manny Ramirez used to leave the clubhouse after a game and shower at home. I remember many times getting in my car after a game, and Manny would be in front of me in full uniform, leaving the ballpark.
Only one Manny. Fastball 97 popped up. Benintendi plenty of time. One gone. Let's go to Garrett Austin.
Obi Juriak, I'm going to work on finding out what happened with that jersey. But in the meantime, it is time for the best seat in the house, and we are going to be doing this all season. And since it's opening day, we thought we would come out to the lone right chair in right field, the Ted Williams home run chair. Now, Ted Williams hit the longest home run in Fenway Park history on June 9th, 1946. But when I came out here, it was occupied. So I had to kick Wally out of my chair, make him social distance. But he is wearing a wash your hands shirt and a mask, so we're good. But what an absolutely gorgeous view it is out here. This is a great place to watch a game. And if any fans at home have a place where they want me to go or a really cool story, just go ahead and tweet me and we will cover it for the best seat in the house. Guys?
Hey, Garen, I got a question for you if you can hear me. Do you think
What's
he
that,
really
Jerry?
hit it that far?
I'd like to. Yes, I do. I'm always going to be optimistic. Absolutely.
I don't know, man.
I don't know either. You know, there's been all sorts of rumors around Fenway for years that every 10 years they move it back another row.
I gotta tell you, I've seen a lot of baseball at Fenway Park and a lot of batting practice, and I have never seen one come close to that.
Right.
Not even in batting practice.
Come on, Jerry. Come on, Jerry. You didn't ever come close to this. Come on.
7 career, Garen. 7 big ones.
Iglesias knocks that one into right. On the move, Pilar not going to get this. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Iglesias digging for second. So he's got a double. And that's the 3rd hit tonight for Baltimore against Nathan Eovaldi.
And they put the tough at bat against him in the first at bat, fouling off a lot of fastballs, and this time it looks like the cut fastball, like to me, that he takes to the opposite field and over the head of Pilar for the double.
Not a lot of bite. Not a lot of. He throws much better cutters than that. Bad location more than anything else, and he stung it.
Iglesias back in his former digs. That'll send up Renato Nunez 0 for 1 with a comebacker. I don't know if this is true, but I heard a rumor that years ago Big Papi grabbed an aluminum bat and went out there and hit with the express purpose of trying to reach the Ted Williams seat. And David Ortiz, as strong as David is, there's nobody stronger,
right,
could not do it. And he walked away going, no way. And there was a word between the no and the way that I can't say. But I mean, he couldn't do it.
I'm telling you, man, I've never seen anything close.
And they had home run derby here in '99. Remember?
Right.
You know, and Griffey, I think, won it that year, and he could hit it as far as anybody. And I don't think he's ever come close in home run derby.
Nunez turning on that one. Devers, high throw, and they won't get him at first base. And Iglesias shuffling on down to third. So that one torn into by Renato Nunez. Can't get the out at first base, however.
Yeah, nice pick, bad throw.
Yeah, bad throw. He had himself planted, too. It looked like he was in good shape to make a good throw. You can see him getting to this ball nicely. He has time to take the crow hop step, but it just sails on him. And by the time that Chavis comes down with it, he's not going to be able to get the tag on in time.
If he would have went straight down, he would have got him. But he got him on the back. Going by. Oh, that's close now.
Wait a minute. Do we get a replay on this?
That is so close.
You might get a replay on this if they challenge it.
You only have 20 seconds to make a decision.
So time's up.
He might have got him.
He might have got him. By that look we have there, he may have got him.
So the Orioles with men on the corners for Chris Davis. He's 0 for 1, grounding to second. Take another look.
This angle here, it looks like he got him on the
forearm
before the foot got to the bag.
The Red Sox do not look for a review on that play.
Chris Davis trying to be a lot more aggressive this year, I heard. He had to try to do something, this guy.
He sure does. Last 3 years have been a disaster for him. 61 runs batted in, 49, 36 last year. Hitting .215, 168, 179. Bottom just falling out. He'll hit that one and right into a twin killing. A hot shot to Chavis, runner off the bag, and the Red Sox get out of the rest of the inning unscathed. Carroll, the right-hander, will take for the Orioles, but we would like to welcome Robert Lewis Jr., who threw out the ceremonial first pitch. Robert's story, very inspirational. Red Sox Nation needs to hear that. Robert is the founder of BASE. And Robert, thanks so much for being with us. Can you tell our viewers about BASE?
Yes, you know, it's an organization that we got started using. Baseball is a vehicle of really shifting the paradigm for urban young folks, focusing on high quality baseball, academic readiness, academic preparation and success, and really trying to get our young folks, mostly Black and Latino young men and women, you know, active and skilled to participate in the 21st century workforce. So we're located right in the heart of Roxbury in the New Market Square area. We're serving young folks, but again, we're just committed to urban success.
Well, you're very proud of the annual National Urban Classic here in Boston. Can you explain in a non-pandemic what that event is?
You know, what it is, it's bringing urban teams together and using baseball, folks coming from different communities here in the Commonwealth, but across the country, and really focusing on high quality urban baseball, but using this as an opportunity to connect folks to the colleges in this area. We have some of the best colleges in the world, and we want our young folks from cities throughout the country that don't have access to walk on a college campus, to meet folks, while also ensuring that we do college fairs and a career fair. So this year's a tough year because we're not going to be able to do it, but we're still talking to teams around the country and making sure that they know they still have access to some of the colleges and the local resources that we have here in our Boston area.
Now, Robert, it was tough for you too back in March. On your birthday, you were hospitalized with COVID-19, spent 25 days at Boston Medical Center. You were intubated for the first 12, spent 6 days recovering, then 7 more at Spaulding Rehabilitation. Our first reaction is wow, and we're so happy that you're with us tonight. As you have thankfully recovered, how is your mindset? Most importantly, how's your spirit?
You know, it's I'm alive, and it's a blessing to be alive. I believe that I'm here because I have more work to do. Um, my mindset is great. I feel like physically I'm about 80% there. You know, I've lost about 25 pounds, which is good to lose. Um, but I'm feeling really good, and I'm humbled and honored to be able to be here this evening. Um, I get my breathing back, and as long as I'm exercising, doing the right things, and I'm just surrounded by great family and friends, and folks like the Boston Red Sox who have been big supporters of us. So really, it was a tough time to go through that, and I'm glad that, you know, I survived it. But also, I just send my heartfelt love and blessings, you know, for so many folks that have survived, but so many folks that we lost during this pandemic.
Indeed. We share that sentiment, of course, as well. We're so thankful you are here. Now, before you came on the air with us, we were talking about you throwing out the ceremonial first pitch. I thought you did a great job on it. But what was on your mind here?
To be honest,
Okay, everyone.
during the introduction, it was very, even now, it was very emotional. You know, to talk about the base is one thing, but also to be here and be at Fenway, be a big Red Sox fan, and to know that I'm alive to celebrate this. So a lot of it was a lot of emotion, but also just celebrating the Boston Red Sox, but just their work around acknowledging Black Lives Matter, and that we all have to be part of, like, bringing racial equity to all of us. And what a great opportunity that sports plays in doing that.
Here.
So,
yeah, beautifully said. Beautifully said. Well, we thank you, Robert Lewis Jr., activist, sportsman, COVID-19 survivor. Great job tonight. It's really our honor to have you here on our broadcast. Thank you.
great. Thank you guys for what you do as well.
You got to take care of yourself.
Yep.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that very much.
Will do.
And one of the things he also said was, you know, I didn't want to get the same attention that Fauci got. You know, Dr. Fauci for his pitch that went a little bit off target, just a little bit.
Fauci should have thrown from up there too. He had a little gravity working for him instead of.
Yeah. It did bring up some of the best lines I heard this morning. One of them was, well, he doesn't want anyone to catch anything. That was number one. And the second one, he worked so hard to flatten the curve. So Robert did a terrific job.
It was pretty funny to see that.
It was.
But I'll tell you what, throwing out a first pitch is not easy.
It's not.
It's not easy. You think about it all day long, and you practice and you practice, and then you mess it up. It's embarrassing to mess it up.
I remember, you know, when President Bush went out and did it right after 9/11.
Yeah, threw a bullet.
And he did it with a flak jacket.
Yeah.
And came out in front of, 50,000 people at Yankee Stadium, and he fired a strike.
Yeah, he warmed up, man, before he went out there.
Yeah.
I'm talking like a lot.
Well, he saw Jeter in the tunnel, and Jeter said, don't bounce it because they'll boo you.
Yeah.
It's Yankee Stadium. Red Sox up 4-0 with a base runner. Chavis on at first. Jackie Bradley started the doubles run in the third inning. One of 4 doubles for Boston.
Big dude, Carroll. I'll tell you, throws pretty hard.
Yes, he does.
Good velocity, little slider, as you can see right there in the last pitch. And some injuries he had to deal with a year ago.
Got him in the Britton trade. Britton goes to the Yankees. Zach Britton.
Jose Peraza, brand new to the Sox. He doubled as well in the third inning. He's on deck. Not tempting it up at 96, and Jackie will take a walk. He reaches base for the second time tonight.
The 50-50 raffle presented by DraftKings is currently at $50,000. Proceeds benefit the Red Sox Foundation. Fans located in Massachusetts who are over 18 can buy tickets at redsox.com/5050 now through the 8th inning of tonight's game. See official rules for full details.
Jose, an RBI double to left field. Looked like every double went to the exact same spot, as the Red Sox ripped 4 of them and knocked out Tommy Malone. There's another hard hit ball, base hit into left field. Chavis will stop at third as the throw comes in, and the bases are going to be loaded for Andrew Benintendi. Peraza 2 for 2.
Well, he finally throws a strike, and Peraza jumps all over it on that first pitch for that base hit to left field. And a couple of control problems, walking a couple of guys. He said, I'm going to throw a get-me-over fastball, and Peraza's right on it for the base hit. What a difference from the left-hander Malone, who started the game, the soft stuff, and then all of a sudden you bring in this guy throwing, you know, in the 90s. Got to make an adjustment as a hitter, be a little bit quicker.
So a man at every base for Benintendi. He's gone 0 for 2 so far.
He's having serious problems with that strike zone.
A career with the bases loaded, Benny, 313. He's been a very good hitter in his career with runners in scoring position. He's really excelled.
This is a big year for Benny. You know, last year it kind of scuffled a little bit for him, and I look for him to have a real big year.
Yeah, he's too good a player to have the type of year he had last year. He's got to cut down on his strikeouts. Struck out a lot last year. It looked like he lost confidence as the season was going on.
He's got too good a stroke.
Yep.
He's got the flow back. That's one major change. Took a big swing there and fouled it away.
That's a home run cut right there.
Yep. High fastball up and in.
Little back leg. Ball's a little too tall for him. Ball's a little up. Uppercut, trying to leave earth here.
I've got catcher Severino and the umpire Wenger. One and one, bases loaded. Red Sox can really bust this game wide open here.
And the Orioles are trying to keep it a game because they don't have the infield in. They're back at double play depth. They're trying to grab 2 quick outs on a ground ball double play, give up a run, but try to get it, you know, keep this at a minimum.
Well, Hyde has another man warming. Lakins in the bullpen. They lead at first, second, and third. And he's having trouble throwing strikes.
Yeah, he's a 2-pitch pitcher, and he can't get his fastball over, and that's what he's all about. He's all about the gas, and when you know it's coming and he centers it, you're going to get crushed.
Chavis, Bradley, Peraza, and the 3-1 to Benintendi.
He had his pitch there, didn't he?
Yeah,
The 3-1
that's it.
count.
Middle, 96. It's
What
hot.
What you're looking for, a pitch from the middle in with that 3-1 count. He got it, fouled it back.
He's got JD Martinez on deck too. And walked him, and that'll bring in another run. That's the third man he's walked already in this inning. This one picks up an RBI for Benintendi. Chavis scoring. Red Sox lead at 5-0.
That's enough of that. You've seen it plenty, and he's going to go make a move.
JD Martinez to hit next. Lakins will be coming on out of the bullpen. We will take the break as well. JD has an opportunity to really feast. He is in RBI tonight. It's 5-0 Boston. The Travis Lakins coming on, a right-hander, trying to get JD Martinez out. No place to put him. They are loaded again.
Yeah, Lakins with the Red Sox last year. Fastball cutter. Low 90s fastball.
Yeah, we saw him a lot. He was up and down quite a bit between AAA and the big leagues.
And in it for strike one on JD, who has walked and doubled in a run. Red Sox didn't make the playoffs last year, but they did set a club record in home runs with 245. They had never before seen 3 teammates all bat 300 with 30+ home runs. JD, Xander Bogaerts, and Rafael Devers, they did it in 2019. Jackie Bradley at third. Jose Peraza, the man behind the mask, and Andrew Benintendi at first.
There's that hard cutter. Fastball cutter.
1-2.
Same defense right now for the Orioles, back trying to get 2 outs. This has got a chance to be an inning that the Red Sox can put the game away.
Two and two.
It's an occasional curveball. You don't see it too often from Lakins.
361 in his career with the bases jammed, with 6 grand slams. Orioles in town for 3. 12 of the first 19 will be here at Fenway. And just so vital to get off to a quick start, which the Red Sox of a season ago failed to do. Went 3-8 out of the gate. That's hammered. That one deep to right field. Racing back Santander. He can't get it. It's going to bounce off into the seats for an automatic double. Another double for the Red Sox.
Yeah, I thought this ball had a chance. It was slicing away from Santander out there in right field. I thought he was going to catch the ball. Little cutter middle. He doesn't get it all, but that's his stroke. And when he hits a ball in the nose, it's out easy. But that ball starts slicing on Santander out there, and he gets away from him. Little one hop into the seats, 2-run double. Boy, there got some doubles galore this game.
I was with you, Eck. I thought when he made contact, that ball had a chance to get out of the ballpark.
Well, instead of 2-run double, that's going to be a foul ball off the bat of Rafael Devers. Make it 7-0 Boston. 5 doubles already. That's over the last 2 innings. So JD has driven in 3 runs tonight. His season off to a fine start, and it's only the 4th inning. Devers tonight has struck out. He's also walked and scored a run. Foul tip to the mid. Rafael in summer camp, as it was called, swung the bat very well. In a batting practice session, he actually struck the facade down the right field line. He struck David Ortiz's number, his retired number, up there. And a bounding ball in the infield. Ruiz across the diamond to get him. Check out our fan cam reaction to the Martinez double. Brought to you by our friends from Sam Adams.
Boy, they really loved it, didn't they?
On to the warning track.
There we go.
There we go.
Somebody stand up. Let's go. Bounce around.
Marianne stood up there in the middle of the picture. Had a nice background to wherever they're sitting.
Xander on the night 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. Drove in 117 runs last season to lead the ball club.
Bogey's trying to join the party tonight. You got 2 guys out there to drive in.
Martinez at second, Benintendi at third. And knocks it foul.
This Baltimore team last year, they lost 41 times by 5 or more runs. How about that? I mean, that is getting crushed.
That's a demoralizing season, and it starts early. And it's just painful to go out and play the last couple of months of the season.
Back-to-back seasons of well over 100 defeats. One and a line shot, base hit into center field. Andrew Benintendi in to score as that throw is cut off. Martinez into third. 8-0 Boston.
That was a beautiful piece of hitting. Stayed back and drove that ball. Not that bad a pitch, I thought. Cross seam fastball. Nah, down middle. Beautiful stroke.
Yeah, it's a pretty swing by Bogaerts. You know, I talk a lot about head discipline, and I always mention J.D. Martinez is one of the best, but Bogaerts is right there with him. And that was a perfect example. That ball just a hair toward the outside part of the plate. He was right on top of it. Line shot up the middle. Beautiful hitting.
Kevin Pillar drove in 2 runs with a double in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 2. Hit 21 home runs last season with the San Francisco Giants. That's a career high for Kevin.
You know, he thought he's going to be a free agent at the end of the year, which he was. Had a nice year, probably the best year he's had offensively in the big leagues, and there just wasn't a big market for him. It's kind of surprising. The Red Sox got a good deal to sign him.
It's always been trouble against Boston. Been one of those guys who has really hurt the Sox over the years.
Lifetime 300 hitter in Fenway, I believe. He used to be very impatient. That's what I thought when he came into town, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he'd swing at a lot of bad pitches. But, you know, it always seemed like, I say this all the time, but he'd make some kind of a defensive play in a series against the Red Sox every time.
Yeah, he'd leave Earth diving out there. He didn't care if he got crushed on the wall.
Time for the Carrying the Freight, brought to you by Old Dominion.
It's a great way to break in. First batter, second pitch, he makes the play and smokes the wall once again, and then the double down the line just rips that fastball down and in. Nice way to start his career as a Red Sox.
Old Dominion Freight Lines, the official freight carrier of MLB and the Boston Red Sox. 1st and 3rd. And that one hit the other way for a base hit. That'll bring in Martinez. And the Red Sox, as Xander scoots on down to 3rd base, have opened it up here 9-0 on opening night.
Now the Red Sox got off to a little bit of a slow start in the first couple of innings. They had a little trouble with Malone adjusting to that off-speed stuff, but boy, now he went up on his toes to hit that fastball.
There's a cutter. There's a little cutter that didn't cut upstairs like that, and it's just a great piece of hit. You know, you can't try to pull that.
And the no contact fist pumps.
So Vasquez becomes the 9th Red Sox hitter in this inning. Sox have done a great job tonight taking care of business after ball 4. In this inning, 3 men who walked have come around to score. Another one in the 3rd inning. They've really made the Oriole pitching staff pay for those walks. Vasquez with a walk and a fly out. And called a strike. Red Sox up 9-0.
Vasquez knew that ball was a little bit high, just being polite with the home plate umpire, saying, "Oh, okay."
I mean, it's 9-0. You can't be begging.
Well, still only 1 out. They're on the corners. Base hit looped into left field. And the Red Sox get to 10 as Xander Bogaerts touches home plate. RBI single for Christian Vasquez. 10-0 Sox.
That's a little softy right there, just floating over the head of the shortstop for a base hit. Vasquez picks up his first of the night. He's been on base twice, a walk, and now the base hit. Just reach out and serve it. You take him any way you can, don't you?
That's a guy who really took his game to another level offensively last year, didn't he?
Well, the 23 home runs. I mean, it's serious power from him.
And 72 runs batted in. So here's the man who started this rally in the 4th inning, Michael Chavis. He did it with a walk. And he scored the first run here in the 4th. The first of 6 and counting. Runners at first and second.
if this is one of those inter-squad games, they'd bang it right now, you know, because the guys who pitch limits and stuff like that. But no, this is for real.
This is on your bubblegum card, Jerry.
All of it.
All of it.
All of it.
And the Red Sox are delighted that's the case, as they're swinging the bats in a big way these last 2 innings. He was thinking home run. 2-1 on Michael Chavis. Well, like you said it at the very top of the ball game tonight, when a team like the Orioles comes to town, you have to take advantage of it.
You know, but I said I put the ranch on a home run, didn't I? They haven't hit one yet.
Yeah, well, that's coming.
Fastball at 94 for strike. Inning began. Chavis taking a walk. Jackie Bradley took a walk. Jose Peraza singled. Benintendi took a walk with the bases loaded. JD Martinez delivered a 2-run double to right onto the warning track. Bogarts and Pilar and Vasquez all with hits to follow. And swung on and missed, and down he goes on strikes. So that finally is out number 2 as Michael Chavis strikes out. Well, time now for our Duncan poll question. We discussed this earlier tonight. Are you in favor of the expanded 16-team MLB postseason format, which has been adopted for 2020? Text 1 for yes, 2 for no. Text your answer to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. 1 message per vote.
Well, that's what ownership wanted all along, right? They wanted the extended playoff.
I'm surprised they didn't come to terms with that earlier.
I agree.
You know, the way things were going with the negotiations before, you know, a schedule was settled, some people would say, I'm surprised they agreed on anything.
Yeah, true.
It was tiring.
But finally got that done, and this happened very quickly. You know, getting the playoff expansion wrapped up. First round of the playoffs will be 4 3-game series with all games played at the higher seeds home ballpark. The rest of the rounds will be the customary length. The division series will be 5 games. American and National League Championship Series and the World Series will be best of 7. Jackie looking to do some damage. He has doubled and walked and scored 2 times. Red Sox have blown it open here on opening night, 10-0. Two down, but 2 men in scoring position. And fouled away at the plate. Sox have knocked out the starter, obviously, left-hander Tommy Milone, who was a non-roster invitee who got the call to pitch on opening day. You don't see that every day, a non-roster guy being your opening day starter. Vasquez and Pilar lead away. And a take inside.
I'll tell you what, Jerry, you know what would be a tough job is to be an announcer for the Baltimore Orioles.
Ooh.
Wouldn't that be hard? I mean, really, really hard.
It's been hard for the last number of years.
I know Jim Palmer,
yeah,
a good friend of mine that does it, and he's got as much patience as you can have for a guy like him that is such a perfectionist, Jim is, and he's patient with these pitchers. But they went through 38 pitchers last year. Think of that. And 38.
I'll bet you Jim talked to all of them.
Oh yeah, you're so true. And 21 of them came from AAA. But 38 pitchers over the course of the season is a ridiculous amount of pitchers.
Yep.
In a 12, 13-man staff, it's like 3 staffs.
Yeah, it's almost sad to see. You know, I mean, one time great franchise.
Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that finally comes to an end, but the Red Sox pile up 6 more and lead it 10-0 at the end of 4. Isn't it a 10-0? And Nate Eovaldi pitching a shutout up to this point. He's been very sharp. Alberto leading things off. One of just 3 hits against Eovaldi thus far for Baltimore. This will be pitch number 52 for the right-hander. Still bringing it 97, 98.
Yeah, 52 pitches. I mean, he's got a way to go. He can go in this game. We'll see if the big league makes a difference on when they pull him out of there or not.
Alberto single in second. Breaking ball hammered, but Devers scoops that one away. Well, the Red Sox unveiled a 254-foot long banner facing the Mass Pike on the billboard outside Fenway Park that reads "Black Lives Matter." They have added another one in center field as of tonight, which is 120 feet wide and 20 feet tall. And there is a look. Players wearing Black Lives Matter on their sleeve as well. Ruiz, the batter's 0 for 1. He's tapped out to second. There's the 254-foot long banner facing the Mass Pike. Knocked down the line on the run. Benintendi toward the wall. That one into the corner and a foul ball. So 0-2 on Ruiz. Severino on deck. Nate Eovaldi's best season so far was with the New York Yankees in 2015. He went 14-3 that year, an ERA of 4.20. He made 27 starts.
A lot of injuries, right? 2 Tommy John surgeries. He's had 2 times he had those body parts taken out, right? 2 separate
loose bodies,
times, loose body parts. I mean, it's been a tough go for him, but boy, he's still got that gas, doesn't he?
Is that hesitation move again?
Yeah. Something new this year. Watching Cueto throw last night with the Giants and talk about hesitation. Huh?
I was in bed by that time. Once the rain came in Washington.
Yeah, you were gone.
I was gone.
I don't think you were alone there. It was a beautiful night in Los Angeles. That's a terrific Dodger team. It wasn't just Mookie Betts who got a big new deal. Dave Roberts got one too.
Did he?
Yeah, he got an extension.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of heat on him because they haven't won a World Series.
Yeah. Now even more, I would think.
Yeah.
With the addition of their new talented right fielder.
But he's got the money in the pocket now.
1-2, and he snuck it in there to strike him out. Ruiz will take a seat. 2 gone.
You see a little cutter here, that little pair of shoes for Ruiz, huh? A little cutter in the corner. Sit down.
Yep, got the benefit of the doubt with the call.
I got to have it, and you got to sit down. Thank thee. It's 10-0.
Brings up Severino. Had a base hit first trip. This guy had a pretty good year last year. Had a 96-game run with the Orioles. Hit 13 home runs.
What did Mookie get? 65 mil
yeah.
up front.
Up front, that's, yeah.
So you're all set.
With you. Swing the bat
you're all
once,
set
right?
up front.
They go on strike or whatever, you're good to go for a couple of years.
A couple of years.
You know,
Guy, I didn't know you were that wealthy.
I could spend a lot of iron, man.
Well, that'll get me through a couple of years. 65 million. Once I buy the jet.
I mean, the question is, the Red Sox. I mean, they had their chance. I mean, I could live with the fact that he's with the Dodgers. I can't. I mean,
yeah, I'm past it.
It's a lot of money.
Well,
it's a long contract. Long.
That's the question I have. I mean, what is it? 13 years?
12, whatever.
12 years.
12 years. I mean, where are you going to be as a player?
What is he? 20? How old is he? Late 20s?
27?
27, somewhere in there. You're talking about putting these numbers up till you're 40 years old.
You know, I think he's one of the greatest players. One of the best right fielders I ever. Quietly played right field like it was nothing.
Not only was he a great player, he was a great person.
Great kid.
Yeah.
One of the
quality
nicest kids I've ever met in my life.
That's one of the reasons why the Red Sox were throwing like $300 million around at him.
Nothing to sneeze at.
2-2 fouled away.
I think the quote of the night, though, is that the $60 million be good for a couple of years.
Be good for a couple of years. Yeah.
Give me 60.
Oh, 60. I never made 60 in my whole entire career.
Oh, are you kidding me?
It might get tight at the end of year 2, you know, if it's for $65 million.
60, I'd be doing these from home.
But I meant it like if they went on strike, he's good to go.
Right.
he'll fill the gap up that 1 year if they go out.
Right. I think he's going to be just fine. And you know what? I'm happy for Mookie Betts.
Yeah, I agree.
Mookie's a great kid. He's a great player. It was going to happen either in Boston or somewhere else. Now he's got to go win them a championship.
Yeah.
You know, Red Sox won 4 of them.
I've always said when I saw him early on, I compared him to Willie Mays. Well, this kind of money, you better play like Willie Mays, don't you think? For 12 years.
Sure.
And that's easier said than done.
Yeah.
I think Southern California is going to be really good for him.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
I really think he's going to enjoy it out there. You know, playing in front of those Dodger fans, and I think it's a great landing spot for him.
I agree.
Really do.
I agree. Great spot for him. Great ball club. I mean, they're absolutely loaded.
Oh, please.
They've got the 2018 American League MVP, the 2019 National League MVP in the same lineup. I mean, what's not to like about the Dodgers? But there's a lot of heat on them, you know, to bring a championship there.
But the pressure's not the same, man. L.A. is everybody's laid back there.
Ball 4. So Severino will take a walk and bring up DJ Stewart.
Yeah, tonight after the game on Nesson After Hours, we'll have a report from Bruins summer camp at Warrior Ice Arena. Nesson After Hours is presented by People's United Bank, where the technology is as helpful as the people.
Stewart on the night 0 for 1. He's hit into a fielder's choice. Red Sox ahead 10-0 in the lid lifter. Nate Eovaldi allowing just 3 hits so far, trying to get together with Vasquez.
What, the 65 you talking about?
Got good for a couple of years. I want to see what you're driving. I want to see what you're driving in and out of this place every day.
You take half. Your taxes is half. Now we got 32 and a half.
Here we go. The taxes take half.
But I think for a couple of years you'd be doing pretty good.
Yeah, then you buy a house for about 15.
You don't need it. At our age, you don't need a big house.
Well, his age, you got to have. If you make that kind of iron, you got a style,
for
man.
his age, yeah. But I mean, for me and you, I mean, those days are gone. I mean, you know, you don't need a big house.
Oh no, I don't need anything. I need,
I need
2,000 square feet. It's cool.
Yeah. Chair and a TV. I'm good.
And some bronzing.
Oh, I got a bronze.
Bronze.
Yeah. That's why I like L.A.
Yeah.
You gotta like L.A. You played there.
Yeah, I did, but you know, the pressure of playing there was nowhere near what it was here. Nowhere, not even close.
And, you know, and I don't think it'll ever get that way.
No.
Out there. I don't care how much the Dodgers spend. They'll never have the pressure there is to win in Boston. Swung on and missed for strike 3. 1 man left. 10-0 Sox. At this point here on opening night against the Orioles. Great to have you along with us. Dave O'Brien alongside Jerry Remy and Dennis Eckersley. Red Sox coming around to hit again after exploding for 4 runs in the third, 6 in the 4th inning against the Orioles staff, which was so troubled a year ago. They allowed nearly 1,000 runs, and the Red Sox are adding to their woes early here in 2020. This man's had a good night in his Red Sox debut. Peraza with a double in the 3rd inning to drive in a run, a single in the 4th inning.
Yeah, turning over a double play in the infield.
Rolls that one right to Iglesias. 1 man out. So man gone here in the Red Sox fifth. Well, there's a cutout of our friend behind home plate, the legendary Gary Hughes, and he's got the radar gun. That's fitting, honoring one of baseball's true great gentlemen, not to mention a gifted talent evaluator and a member of the Professional Baseball Scouts Hall of Fame. Gary has lent his amazing talents to help the Marlins and the Red Sox win World Series. He's battling an illness right now, and we just want to wish one of the game's all-time best, all of our best. It's a great picture, too.
Yeah, good man. I know him.
Great fellow. Line shot by Benintendi, foul. Andrew tonight 0 for 2 with a walk, which came with the bases loaded, so that got him his first RBI of 2020. Eck, what did you do with the first $65 million you made? Any of that left?
We were just talking about Jerry before the game. In 1979, I opened up here against Cleveland Indians, I think, and I signed a contract after the game.
Yep.
And I was psyched.
3 beans.
Yeah, I got close to $3 million for 5 years. I thought I was rich as could possibly be.
Well, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, back in the day. That's
how old were you then?
I was 24.
Wow, so you're just a baby, really? Wow.
Yeah, the biggest one I got was 2.6 for 5.
There you go.
And,
that was good money then, man.
No, that was you know, for a while, for 1 year, I was the highest paid second baseman in baseball, and then of course guys came after that and made more. But you know, that was like you wake up and you say, man, you're set for the rest of your life, you know.
No. Yeah, I can't complain. I mean, we hit free agency when it first happened.
Yeah.
1976. I was the second year in the big leagues, and it's a beautiful thing.
I think the most I made in a year with incentives was $580 a year. Now that was really good money, you know.
What year would that have been, though?
That had been I was with the Red Sox.
Ooh, Benintendi down, hacking, 2 away.
I can't remember the year it was, but it was a Red Sox. I was a free agent. Oakland was interested in me because Billy Martin was out there, and Billy liked me a lot, and I had some interest in going out there and playing for Billy because I liked him a lot. And at that time, the A's were hot, man. They were turning things around in Oakland. It was kind of fun to go to that
Billy
ballpark.
ball. Yeah, Billy ball back then.
Yeah.
Early 80s.
And I had a bad knee, and I wasn't sure I was going to be able to pass the physical out there. So I elected to stay here with the Red Sox. I eventually got the knee fixed, and you know, I finished it up, you know, with the Red Sox. But it's the smartest thing I ever did because I never would have had this career following. You know, if I'd have gone somewhere else, I never would have come back here and had this career.
And opening day for you today was number.
In the booth, 33.
33 in the booth.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a run.
It's funny how life, you know, changes. Just little things like that. You know, you think you want to go, and you know, a lot of times it's not the right thing to do. It's just not the right thing to do. And I didn't want to leave Boston. This is my home. But I never anticipated a career after baseball that was going to be what I'm doing now. I never even dreamed of that. And how fortunate I've been throughout the years is just, it's just remarkable to me.
JD on the night, a pair of doubles. He's driven in 3 runs. And he tags another hit. That one headed for the alley. Stewart over to cut it. And each of the last 3 at bats, JD Martinez with a base hit. He has done this in his 3 years now at the Red Sox. He starts very quickly out of the gate. Never more important than this year.
No.
Got some pitches to hit. This is a hanging whatever, just right there, and he just serves it. Doesn't try to get too big, just serves it up the middle. This guy hits 300 with damage every year. Lock it in.
3 for 3 with a walk this evening. On opening night, had 16 3-hit games last season. Rafael Devers. Rafi looking for his first hit, strokes that one to center field and hangs up for Hayes, and that retires the side. A quiet inning for a change for the Red Sox. 10-0 Boston.
Right under him. What's up, Iggy, baby? Good to see you, man. How's little Iggy? How's little Iggy? Getting big? Good.
Well, Jackie, all mic'd up tonight, and you'll hear sounds from the ballpark as a number of Red Sox will be doing that for us, we believe, as the season moves along here. Interesting to hear the interaction with umpires and, former teammates, guys you may have played with or against in the minor leagues.
Yeah, Jackie, about Oscar Iglesias, about his kid.
Yeah.
How's he doing? Getting big?
Yeah, they get a glimpse of that mic and they're going to run for the hills.
Yeah. it's like Iglesias didn't want to say anything.
Yeah,
it's like, seriously. Wait a minute, is that microphone you were there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Jackie very friendly. Hayes has flied out and hit into a double play against Nate Eovaldi. Nate's out there for his 6th inning, up to 73 pitches. I think anything we can do within reason to get closer to the field and closer to the action is a good thing, don't you?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that stuff. Like, when I watch other sports that I'm not an expert on, and I really enjoy hearing the insides of it. It's exciting for me.
I mean, watching NFL films over the years,
yeah,
the greatest stuff was when the head coach was mic'd.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff they would say, not only to their players, but to the referees, it was priceless.
Yeah.
It was gold. And we thank every player who does that. Mookie wore a microphone for about 5 innings in a spring training game last year. It was the audio highlight of the year.
Yeah, you see it in the All-Star game. You can understand that. Guys are more comfortable out in the outfield while the game's going on. You're never going to necessarily get that.
Right at the feet of Xander Bogaerts, up and over in plenty of time. One away in the 6th. Red Sox up 10-0.
Baseball is back, and you don't want to miss a game. Download the NESN Red Sox calendar into your favorite desktop, web, or mobile calendar to get automatic alerts 15 minutes prior to each game.
Sox and the O's again tomorrow afternoon at 1:35 from Fenway Park. Also the start time for Sunday.
Very pleased with my promo reading. I've had 3 promos and I haven't boxed one up yet. That to me is a good run. It's a very good run.
I agree. I think you've been flawless tonight.
Yeah. He's digging himself already after 3.
Yeah, well, yeah. I usually box one up good too.
Well, if you're going to do it, really do it. But you've been flawless. I don't know. I never like to say so until the game's over.
Yeah, same here.
Myself, but
baseball gods will get you.
Promo gods.
Promo gods.
Don't worry, I'll box up the next one.
Santander has grounded the pitcher and fly to left, 0 for 2. Pretty solid year last year. Hit 20 home runs. Oh, and it should be mentioned the Orioles have lost their best hitter for the season. That was Trey Mancini back in March. Backing up Benintendi, that's going to catch the green. And heading into second base, sliding in safely, Santander has a double. Just the 4th hit against Nate Eovaldi tonight.
I think this was a fastball that he drove the other way. No, split finger.
Yeah.
Hanging split finger. Got the barrel to it. Ball's carrying easily off the wall.
Nice little backup here by Jackie Bradley. They got that down pretty good out there, those 2 guys.
Ooh.
In the outfield. Little slip coming around first base.
You talk about Trey Mancini, boy, he had such a great year. He's a good player, man. Solid player. Not an easy thing to do, being the best player on a bad team.
Right. 97 RBIs, hit 35 home runs last year. But in March, it was revealed that Mancini had stage 3 colon cancer, requiring 6 months of chemotherapy. A true bright spot for the Orioles a year ago. He wrote a great open letter about the whole process, talking about how thankful he is to be a major league player, which was really a wonderful thing at the time of his diagnosis. We wish him a speedy recovery.
Yeah, we certainly do. And, you know, what he's going through is not easy. And, you know, he'll make it through. He'll be fine battling that chemotherapy, but it'll all be worth it in the end.
Iglesias a double, a ground out. Orioles trying to get on the scoreboard here against Nate Eovaldi. Who, of course, had a brilliant run in the 2018 Red Sox postseason. Started Game 3 of the division series and beat the Yankees. 7 innings, allowed just 1 run. People always talk about his effort in the World Series against the Dodgers, but he pitched a great game against the Yankees, who he gives serious fits. He had a 2.45 ERA against Houston in the ALCS as well. So he had a really, really good October.
And got him that big contract. Last year, you almost have to throw it out. You know, he was hurt. He tried to come back and pitch out of the bullpen. Not an easy thing for him to do. He was never right the whole season.
Vasquez out for conversation. Then, of course, came out of the pen. He threw 97 pitches in World Series Game 3 to save that bullpen. Red Sox lost that game, but it was a heroic effort in an 18-inning marathon.
Something that, you know, especially his teammates, they will never forget that.
Oh, that was pretty special, to do something like that. That's something you never forget. There's certain things in the game that you play, and you never forget them.
Well, Alex Cora said the feeling in the clubhouse after the Game 3 defeat in LA was like they had won the game.
Yeah.
Struck him out. Iglesias fans 2 down, and that was because of Nathan Eovaldi's performance. Just lifted the whole ball club.
It's a slider that didn't break. It just sort of went straight down. Trying to throw it down and away. Just stayed there, and he swings over the top of it.
Yeah, that ball was supposed to be away. Instead, it stayed inside and just fooled Iglesias.
So Nunez to hit next. He's grounded out and reached on an error. Red Sox got on the board with 4 runs in the 3rd inning and went doubles crazy. Had 4 doubles in that inning. And then really blew it open with 6 runs on 5 hits in the 4th inning. And a strike, according to Wegner.
See him asking, was that ball up? And of course, the umpire is going to say no. Sometimes they do say yes. They say I missed it. They will occasionally do that, but not very often.
Santander at second with 2 down, and stroked into left field down the line. That'll take a hop up into the corner. Santander will score, so there'll be no shutout tonight as Nunez tears into a double to make it 10-1.
Well, Nunez is the guy that we talked about, you know, early in the game, where he was in his career 5 for 6 with a couple of home runs against Eovaldi. He has the double, split fingered fastball again. That one going away, and he just hooks it right down the left field line.
You know, that split finger to a right-handed hitter, I'm not big on it.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just not big on it. But not with all the other stuff that he has that's difficult on a right-handed hitter. You know, that cutter, that slider, that hard gas. Mistake, really. And last year he threw him a hanging slider. Nunez he's taken him deep twice in his career. Last year he got him on a hanging slider.
Chris Davis hitless tonight, a ground ball to second. He's also lined into a double play. No activity in the Sox bullpen. Nate up to 86 pitches. What are you looking at for opening day with a comfortable lead for Nate Eovaldi pitch count wise?
Well, he said he could go to 100. I wouldn't push it. I mean, there's no reason to. I mean, this will be his last inning.
Chris Davis, as recently as 2015, and for him that must feel like a century ago, but that year he hit 47 home runs. He drove in 117. He truly was one of the premier sluggers in baseball at that time.
And he could lead the other way, you know, opposite field, especially in Baltimore, right? The ball jumps out of there. You can hit the ball out all over the place. The other way, drive the ball the other way. He'd be late on a fastball and hit it out to left. Good breaking ball hitter, I thought.
Yeah, left field in Baltimore, you don't have that high wall out there. You just, you know, it's kind of a short fence.
But he'd get his walks, you know. He's a very patient guy for a power hitter.
Swung and missed, and down he goes for strike 3. 1 run in, 10-1, Boston. On all of these changes, if they're in effect for next year. Meanwhile, the Red Sox having a blast tonight at Fenway on opening night with a 10-1 lead on Baltimore, already to their 4th pitcher. Stewart moving over to right field from left. And Dwight Smith Jr., the new left fielder. New pitcher is David Hess, facing Xander Bogaerts. Hess had a dreadful year last year. 7.09 ERA and allowed 28 home runs in 80 innings.
Wow. He was up and down about 5 times last year between AAA and the big league club.
Got a decent arm. He wouldn't be the big leagues without a decent arm, but made a lot of mistakes. Didn't get away with anything, really.
Now Xander tonight 1 for 3 with an RBI single and a run. Coming off a sensational season for himself in 2019. Iglesias remains very slick at shortstop, 1 away.
You know, I was thinking, you know, about our setup, you know, how much I like it, except for one thing, this camera in my grill right here.
You don't like that?
I don't like that because, you know, when you look, you're getting a good shot of Dave, good shot of Eck, both have good hair. and I'm not really looking at the camera, and I've got very little hair to show that's left. And I'm kind of getting that side view that I'm not really crazy about, you know. So maybe
you got to square up.
Do to work on this. If I look into it, I don't mind it so much. It's the side thing that I don't like. And look at these guys got all kind of hair, and it's like,
Right. Well,
you know,
I don't know. I mean, we moved the other one now. The other night when you and I did a different game, a streaming game, we had it up high there.
Oh, it was up there. It was brutal.
You didn't like that?
I mean, that was awful. It was like looking up at the Empire State Building, and it was shooting down on you, you know. But you know, it's a work in progress. You know, I just got to get used to being like with my camera in the grill.
You've been on TV for a long time. You've got nothing to worry about. You've got the job. I mean, there's nothing.
I'm not exactly an oil painting.
Oh, by the way, speaking of which, give me your honest thoughts about Eck's jacket when he walked in with this tonight.
It's a beautiful jacket for TV,
isn't it?
For TV, I think it really sparks.
No, it looks good.
It does. I like it.
It looks good.
It's opening day.
Yeah, it's good.
Know?
That's what that says. Opening day in Miami Beach.
Right,
That's what that says. Yeah.
Or Florida. Oh yeah, Florida. I was going to say
somewhere
in
Florida.
What was that guy's name? Don Johnson.
Don Johnson.
Right.
Don Johnson. Yeah.
Oh, he's definitely got the Don Johnson thing going.
Yeah.
From Miami Vice. Remember that?
Yeah, sure I do.
I never take it for granted that everybody gets the references that are really old. Like I think that's a really old one.
You got to be careful.
Yeah.
Just never know. Well, really nice night in his Red Sox debut for this man, Kevin Pillar. Not only a 2-run double and an RBI single, but also an outstanding catch on the very first batter, going all the way up against the bullpen fence. Didn't take a home run away. Made the catch, though, on a full run and went slamming into the wall. And got a nice hand from Nathan Eovaldi, that's for sure.
Yeah, that could have started off his start. Not very what ball gets out of the ballpark and Not a good way to start. Nice play, though.
That's the kind of outfielder he is. He's a take no prisoners guy. Here's that play.
Got a great jump on the ball. He showed his athleticism going back, how he's able to be flexible, get back to that wall, crash in. Tough kid. Ran that shoulder right into the wall. It looked like after he made the catch. That's dangerous right there. That's the throwing arm.
I mean, one more step and you're in serious trouble.
Yep. Very fortunate he had the extra step where he could kind of brace himself a little bit after making that catch. But he's had a great night.
He's had a big night. So has another new Red Sox player, Jose Peraza. Second baseman's 2 for 3. Has scored a couple of runs, driven in a run. JD Martinez, 3 for 3. He's driven in 3 runs. Red Sox haven't homered yet. About the only thing they haven't done offensively. Full count on Pilar, who has pretty good power. Shot, another base hit for him. This one into left field. His 3rd hit of the night. He's 3 for 4.
Boy, he's done it all. Pulled the ball a couple of times, hit the ball to right field one time. Something soft, and he pulls it.
Yeah, very aggressive swings, too. Very quick batting showing tonight in this game. That's a great way to start. You know, even with no people in the stands, you know, you're nervous on opening day. You really are nervous. Now, I'm sure they've settled in now. They've got a nice, comfortable lead. They've had a few at-bats. They've had a few plays in the field. You settle it. But when the game starts, I don't care if there's, 35,000 or nobody. You're nervous.
You know how it is. Anytime, you get 3 hits opening night, it takes the pressure off after that.
Sure it does. Absolutely.
Only 3 Sox starters are still looking for their first hit. Among them, Rafael Devers. Christian Vasquez singled in a run earlier in the ball game. 10-1 Boston. We're on the run. The center fielder can't get to it. Hayes sees that one bounce up and over that fence. And Pilar will have to pull up at third base, but it's another double for Boston. Vasquez with a ringing line drive, and the hits keep on coming.
That's a beautiful stroke right there, too, by Vasquez. That's his stroke, really. He hit some home runs last year, but this is what he can do well. Stay back on that ball and drive it to right center. Yeah. He hit a walk-off home run that way last year. Remember, he crushed one into the way over the bullpen.
The thing that impresses me, about him is when he gets a pitch like that, he doesn't try to pull it. He tries to go to the opposite field with authority, and he doesn't. And when he gets a pitch in, he can turn on it now. Where when he first came up to the big leagues, you could pitch him inside because he couldn't do much with it. He was an opposite field hitter. Now he's become a complete hitter.
Red Sox with his 6th double of the ball game. So an opening day record. And Chavis looking for his first hit. Michael has struck out 2 times. He's taken a walk as well, but he did score. 18 home runs in just 95 games last year. Really gave the Red Sox some great energy when he came up from the minor leagues. And some long distance shots.
He did interview after interview. Didn't he seem like he was on TV every night?
I think he's a good interview.
I think so too. He had his mother and his sister, remember?
Oh, that was great.
Yeah.
Yep. They were at the ballpark, and he's got an RBI opportunity right here with runners at second and third.
That's the pitch that gives him a little bit of a problem. That fastball that's up in the zone. He's got that uppercut swing. You see the hands drop a little bit, then he tries to get it underneath the baseball to launch it.
Cross seamer's got a little hump on it. Can't get there. Pulls off.
Got a piece of that one and popped it up, but that will twist on out of play.
When he hits them, though, can he hit a bomb or what?
Oh,
I mean, my goodness.
The one he hit in Chicago.
Right down the line.
Right down the line. I mean, you can't get all of it much better than that. That went almost 460 against the White Sox. We're going to be a really interesting ball club this year, I think.
They got a nice club.
Went up a little higher and he struck him out. That's out number 2. Fan cam in action, and so is Red Sox Hall of Famer Tim Wakefield, as he is chatting him up tonight. That's something new for us. That's got to be pretty cool to be able to talk to Tim Wakefield, or at the very least listen to Tim Wakefield. I did not realize that Wake was as gifted a golfer as he is, as you said he is, and I can tell he's very humble about it. We had him on the other night. He was talking about his golf game, and you know he's a humble athlete anyway. But he's talking about a scratch golfer.
Scratch.
He's also a great crossword guy. You know, he used to be doing puzzles like every day in the clubhouse when he was playing.
He could do crossword puzzles in between pitching.
Yeah.
I mean, he's so relaxed when he pitched, wouldn't he?
Seemed that way.
I mean, you can't get geared up throwing knuckleballs. You know what I mean? You can't be like, you know.
Yeah, you got to be on like
got just the opposite.
Yeah, you got to be on downers.
Yeah, totally.
Jackie's doubled, walked, scored 2 times tonight. Trying to get into that RBI column as well. Red Sox ahead 10-1.
You never see a hyper golfer. Golfers are just like they have no pulse. They just don't.
Yeah, such a tough game too.
Jackie's been wearing a microphone tonight. We've been able to cull a couple of moments from that, so our thanks to him. He checked his swing on a high one. Going to be a dad again come the fall. Bradley's have another one on the way. Little boy this time. There's a shot. That one driven back toward the wall, and another one off the green. Pilar in to score. Vasquez right behind him. Jackie Bradley will drive in 2 runs with a double. His second double. The Red Sox have 7 in the game, and they are on top 12-1.
Boy, he's got that Fenway stroke working tonight. His second double on the night. The opposite way, this time fastball away, and he really gets to it here. The ball goes halfway up off the wall. Boy, easy double.
Let Fenway help you. You know, if you're a left-handed hitter and you get that power to take the ball off that left field wall, let it be your friend. Take those outside pitches and go with it.
Double number 2 for number 19. Red Sox have 2 more 2-base hits in this inning. Doug Brocail out there to talk with Hess, who's allowed 3 hits and 2 more Red Sox runs here in the 6th. So it's been a big night for the offense.
Now this week on Dining Playbook, Billy is cooking with Joey McIntyre from New Kids on the Block. Catch Dining Playbook Saturday morning at 9, driven by a New England Chevy dealers.
So Jackie Bradley with 2 hits. Christian Vasquez has 2. Kevin Pilar 3. JD Martinez has 3. And now Peraza trying to join him with 3 hits. He has a double and a single tonight.
7 guys have got an RBI.
And we were talking a little bit about Peraza during spring training and again during summer camp, that Red Sox have picked up a guy who has had some really nice years in the majors. In particular, just 2 years ago with Cincinnati, he hit .288 with 14 home runs. And this guy had almost 190 hits.
Yeah, if he can get that back, you know, find that back, that is a steal for the Red Sox to get a kid like this.
You'll see Jose with the mask up when he's playing defense. It's not required of players to wear a mask. It's a high fly left field. That one's deep for the wall, and that one's off the monster. Jackie Bradley scores. That is a 3-hit game for Jose Peraza, and another Red Sox double, give them 8 in the ball game.
Now this is batting practice here tonight for the Red Sox. I mean, that's a little spinning right there that he gets the good part of the bat on it. and puts it up against that left field wall. He's had a great night, hitting out of the 9 spot, 3 hits, a couple of ribbies.
Here the Red Sox have, what, 13 runs tonight? No home runs. That is something. You never see something like that.
This is an offensive show.
But I meant, wouldn't you have one bridge ball? I mean,
I think so with the score the way it is.
Out number 3. Red Sox keep on scoring. 3 more in the inning now, 13-1. Remy, Dave O'Brien, Garen Austin from Fenway Park. Red Sox running roughshod over the Orioles. Top of the 7th inning. 13-1 Sox here on opening night. With a record 8 Boston doubles for an opening day. And Nate Eovaldi is done. Certainly did his job. Pitched very, very well tonight over 6 innings. He looked like a number 1. 5 hits, just 1 run.
Yeah, I liked it. Can't ask for much more. You know, he's pitching with a big lead too. It's, you know, you can get away from you sometimes, but he looked good. The stuff was there.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with him tonight. He came out of the chute with 99 to 100 and never really let up the whole game.
Giving away to Austin Bryce, the right-hander, who was born in China. Now 27 years old, 6'4", about 240.
Drops down to the side a little bit, not sidearm, but kind of a weird delivery.
He slings that one outside on Alberto. He's got 1 for 2.
Sidearm slinger.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Sling.
Slingster.
Slingster.
Do you think you'd go through the first 30 million real fast? Is that what the problem? You'd rather 30 million right away, it's gone.
I should have never said that.
I'd love to have that problem, wouldn't we all?
But you know, after taxes, man.
That's the taxes that kill you.
It's the first thing
I mean, it knocks you right down to 30 million.
Yes, the tax man's the first thing on your mind. It's like, oh, there goes half of it. Got to be okay with half of it. And the 3-1 fouled off.
I don't want to be splitting that stuff with anybody either. Like in the lottery, you know. If I hit, I want it all. I don't want to be, you know.
Like, what do you mean? Split it with the government? What do you mean?
No, like some other person. You know?
Oh, okay. Like you both have the lottery ticket.
Yeah, we
got
to deal with some friends that if we hit it, you know, we're going to split it. And I'm not really crazy about
You're going to renege on it.
Yeah.
It's already done. Pitch. A pop-up. And a play here for Chavis for the out, 1 away. Let's bring in Garen Austin.
OB Jerry Eck, I'm over here on the Monster, and the other night there was room for me to sit with our cardboard cutout friends, but not anymore. It is packed out here now. The Monster Home Run Challenge has been a great fundraiser for the Red Sox Foundation. There are 269 seats out here, and they are completely full for the first half of the season. But there are some spots, so if you want to get your cardboard cutout in for the second half, you need to hurry and do that. But Jerry, I was thinking I would pay $500 for a Jerry Remy cutout, and I'm sure I'm not the only person, but luckily there you are right behind us. We've got all of Team Nesson, and we are located right next to the new kids on the block, so I can't imagine us being in a better position, guys.
Wow.
How about TC, man? What is that? He's styling.
He's tuxing up there.
Yeah. It's like he's at a wedding or something.
Yeah.
Right?
Got the egg there. I think that's the same jacket you're wearing tonight, Ed.
I don't think so. It's
Ruiz
my Miami Vice jacket. Right?
I'm liking it.
There he is.
TC. What was this? His high school graduation, or what was this?
He looked like a waiter.
This is his senior prom, I think. Very sharp.
It's coming in the door, it looks like, too.
Yeah, like here I am, world. Ruiz with a ground out, a strikeout this evening. Belts that one to right field. Pilar racing back, and this one he won't get. It's off into the bullpen. Ruiz, with 12 home runs last year, gets his first of 2020, a solo shot. Second run of the ball game for the Orioles.
First home run of the night. I knew somebody was going to go deep sooner or later. That sidearm sling, it's a sinker that stays right in the middle.
Yeah, when you drop down to the side like that against a lefty, you got to stay away from him. And that time it did not stay away, and out it goes into the Red Sox bullpen. Well, I just got word from TC on his picture, and it says that was taken at Kensington Palace in London.
Last year.
Yeah.
No wonder.
That's right. They had a big event there, right, at Kensington Palace. Not all of us were invited.
He was serving champagne.
It looks like maybe he was the waiter. Very highly paid waiter. Boy, it was hot there, and the ball just flew. It was unreal.
It really was that trip. I'm glad I missed that trip.
It was like golf balls.
Oh man, I want no part of that thing.
They were going to go back there this year. The Cubs were going to play the Cardinals, right? Which didn't happen. Are they going to play that game in Iowa this year? Is that still on?
Don't know.
I think it might still be on.
Is it still on?
Yeah. The Field of Dreams game. I think it's an. I'm not sure, but I think it's still on.
Is it at the actual field where the movie was filmed?
I think so.
It's supposed to be.
I know they did build a field there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is.
I think the Yankees are involved, aren't they? Is the Yankees one of the?
I'm not sure.
You know, as much fun in many ways as that trip to London was, when you think of the way the Red Sox had to start the regular season, an 11-game road trip, and then that trip before the All-Star break to have to go to London, then back, and I believe we went to Toronto,
then Detroit,
and then Detroit. You're like just piling on the miles there.
Yeah.
And by the time the second half was underway, you're worn out. Red Sox did more traveling than anybody, and too much, I think. That's the kind of thing, you know, the schedule makers have to pay attention to. I know the Red Sox were the world champs going in, and you figure, well, you want to send them to London and play the Yankees there, great, but you know, maybe the early part of the schedule shouldn't be 11 in a row away from Fenway.
Yeah, and then the Red Sox had such a good rotation, obviously, coming off the World Series, and everybody got banged around.
Yeah.
The first 2 times around the rotation.
And I think there were issues even before the trip. I mean, coming out of spring training, cutting a miss, and down goes Severino, 2 away. Not blaming that necessarily. I'm saying that was an awful lot of travel for one ball club.
There's a slinger again. He slings it. Ball's outer half ups. Can't get to it.
It's going to be a tough pickup for a right-handed hitter to pick up that ball from down in that angle.
Looks like it's rising, doesn't it?
Yeah, rising ball.
Riser ball.
Yeah.
Stewart has gone 0 for 2.
Those are hard to hit.
Base is empty. Another run in for the Orioles on a home run by Rio Ruiz. First home run of the game for either team.
There was another poster up on the monster seats today. There was one of me as a player. When I played, I had the Red Sox hat on, and I looked so young. And what the hell happened?
Do you guys do that as players? You look at like clips of yourself, video, watching a game, maybe one of your games comes on, you played it, you were 26 years old.
I don't watch anything I used to do, to be honest with you.
Nothing.
No.
I've seen the 78 playoff game enough that, you know, I can't watch it anymore, and I've told people, look, if it changes and we win the game, let me know and I'll watch it. Right. But it's like I'm tired of it.
You're tired of that. You think I'm not tired of that 88 game?
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
I've seen that 1,000 times, whether I wanted to or not.
And they both get played a lot.
It's ridiculous how much they play that.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool when you went back to Dodger Stadium, though.
Yeah, it's almost meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, swing and a miss. He blew it past him to retire the side, a run in to make it 13-2 Red Sox on opening day. Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Amica Insurance. Expect more from your auto, home, and life insurance. Experience Amica. By the Law Tigers, New England's motorcycle lawyers. And by William Ravis, the official real estate company of the Boston Red Sox. Great to have you with us here on opening day 2020 at last. Latest opening day in history. Red Sox pounding their way to a 13-2 lead. And our high strength steel play brought to you by Chevy.
J.D. Martinez once again line to line double, finds a seat in one hop down the right field line, and you see it out of the reach there of Santander. 3 for 3 on the night with 3 RBIs.
And you know his approach in this at bat will be hasn't done any of that yet. Part of the focus of a terrific hitter.
Kind of came as a late surprise in spring training, or summer training as we should call it. And JD moved up to the number 2 spot in the lineup.
Yeah, how you liking it so far?
I'm loving it right now. It's looking pretty good.
It's an interesting move, though. It breaks up the 2 lefties at the top of the lineup.
But it came out of nowhere, didn't
Yeah.
it? It just popped in and said,
one day.
We said, well, that's kind of weird. He's hitting second.
Yeah. Kind of makes
this
sense.
Is a run producer. This is the run producer, although hits over 300. I mean, he's
right.
You could argue he's the best hitter on the team.
And the other thing, the reason you can do something like this is because you've got a guy like Devers and Bogarts behind him who are exceptional hitters in their own right.
So you would think he would get more pitches hitting second, right?
More pitches and possibly an extra at bat a game.
Two doubles and a single and a walk this evening for J.D. Martinez. He's made this a habit, really getting off to great starts with the Red Sox. We started last season with 10 in a row. So it's Martinez, Devers, Bogarts, and that'll miss away. And one thing JD cannot do that he's done in past years, this is true of every hitter in Major League Baseball, they can't do it. As you look at Phillips Valdez, right-hander, getting ready in the bullpen, he can't go to the video room during the game. That's disallowed. As he flies this one into right field. And he makes his first out of the ball game.
I wonder how that affects him. Can he? I mean, he's such a good hitter. I don't think. Maybe when you do something like that, I think you talk about routines. I mean, that's just a lot of these guys have a lot of things that they probably can't do. Him in particular with the video thing.
All part of the COVID protocol, but a lot of things have changed for these guys who have their own suites, 2 to a suite.
I would like to know what the guys think about what is it that messes up your routine because of all this. What one thing that they normally would do? I mean, you have to, change a little bit.
Yeah, they've had to change a lot.
A lot, right?
Yeah.
I mean, comfort level's got to be strange all the time.
Yeah, baseball players, creatures of habit. They always have been. It's like your environment when you go to the ballpark. You know exactly where you're going, and now it's really all kind of switched around. Now I'm sure they're used to it by now, but they've been doing it through summer camp and now opening day. And I'm sure they're used to the routines that they go through every day. But it's certainly much different than what you normally are thinking about. Going into a season.
Raphael 0 for 3 with a walk and a run. I was listening to Lou Merloni, Glenn Ordway, Christian Fourier, their afternoon talk show on WEEI this week when they had Ron Renicky on. He does a weekly appearance, and he was talking about how different it is from his perspective not to be able to have a team meeting, just a simple team meeting with everybody in the same room.
Yeah.
That's not allowed. He said that they're trying to do it where maybe on one of the concourses at Fenway, maybe say down a right field line where they have enough room to social distance, they can get everybody out and do that. But he said otherwise it's meeting with one guy, maybe 2 guys at a time. A painful foul ball off Severino there. And it just changes so much. I mean, the communication that you take advantage of as a skipper, that's not there for you anymore.
They do so much. They get so much information. I wonder if it's not the same at some level.
One out, 1-2. And stroke the other way foul. Raffy last season with all the power, 32 home runs, 115 driven in. He had 201 hits.
My question is, what are the visiting teams doing? Are they showering back at the hotel?
Right, never thought about that.
Yeah, or are they, in the clubhouse at Fenway? Because it's certainly not in the suites. The Red Sox are taking care of that.
Right, we've read so much about this, so many different measures of the protocol. I seem to remember that that's exactly what was going to happen.
You got to go back to the hotel?
Get on the bus and go back to their rooms.
Go back to the hotel, yeah.
Because you don't have access to, you're not going to put 30 guys in a clubhouse.
Right.
Trying to punch that one the other way again. What a strange way to go.
No post-game spread.
Right. The routine has been completely changed, and the hope is that by next season everything is back to normal.
Yeah, I used to think about it during the summer especially, you go out to batting practice. I must have taken 3 showers a day at least at the ballpark.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah. I used to take one a lot when I got there.
Right. I mean, yeah.
Or if I did some extra work, I'd take one. Sometimes I take a quick one after batting practice.
Right. And then after the game. So that's 3.
2-2, hammered into the ground here into the second baseman, Alberto. 2 up and 2 down.
Hey Sox fans, it's the 7th inning stretch brought to you by Harvard Pilgrim. Did you know that stretching can reduce stress and injury? So give those muscles some movement, get up and stretch. Jerry, have you been stretching? You told me that you were working out during the break.
I'll tell you what, I've been trying to start to stretch, and I really need to, because in quarantine, I did nothing but sit down. And I get up now and it's like, oh my God, I got to start stretching. I got to do something. Because it's painful.
I like that we can stand up. We got a lot of room here.
Yeah, we can do a lot of things up here.
Yeah, we can start stretching up here, Jerry.
Zhu Wei Lin to hit for Xander Bogaerts, who is 1 for 4 with an RBI. Nobody on. We're in the 7th inning. The Red Sox with a big 13-2 lead here on opening night. With 8 doubles for Boston. That's an opening day record for the Sox. And a shot for a base hit by Alberto. Dove and missed it. And the Red Sox have another hit out of the 4-hole.
See a doctor from Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center right in front of your own home. Telehealth options are now available from any BIDMC services. Find out more at bidmc.org.
Red Sox with 15 hits. And 3 of those off the bat of Kevin Pillar. A double, 2 singles, 3 runs batted in. Zhu Wei Lin on with a sharp single. Last season, 161 games with the San Francisco Giants, and he hit a career high 21 homers. Also a career high in runs batted in. But his first impression tonight was his defense, which has always been Gold Glove caliber. And he made a marvelous play on the warning track on the very first hitter of the game for the Orioles against Austin Hayes, who had a long line drive to right, and Pillar made a terrific catch.
To me, I'm watching him take these swings, and he's taking some vicious swings. Quick bat.
I tell you what, if you pick up Kevin Pillar, and he's going to play a lot of right field, I'm not saying anyone's going to replace Mookie Betts, but if he does 21 and 87 again, like he did with San Francisco, and plays the defense he always plays, that's one heck of a pickup.
I agree. That's why he and Peraza could be great finds for them.
And of course, tonight we have not seen the man that was most prominent. Arauz here will sting that one out at second base on the force play to retire the side. We have not seen Alex Verdugo yet tonight. End of 7, 13-2 Boston. MC Reds be home throughout the weekend. 1:30 start Saturday and Sunday, and then the New York Mets are in town for 3. We'll have the first 2 right here on Nesson. Then the Red Sox go to New York, take on the Mets and the Yankees, then on to Tampa Bay before returning back to Fenway, and they'll be facing Toronto again. Good news for the Blue Jays that found a home.
Yeah,
it's going to be Buffalo. That's where they're going to play their home games, but after Pittsburgh turned them down and Baltimore could not handle it, apparently they decided they were going with the situation in Buffalo. I had heard they had lighting problems.
They probably
there.
fixed the lights.
Yeah, they probably put up some big league lights, and they got a lot of work to do there in a short period of time.
Sure do.
I know the players were talking about they didn't have major league conditions in the clubhouses, weight rooms, stuff like that, you know. But I guess that's their only option that's left.
Yeah, they're going to be on the road for 60 days, basically. Phillips Valdez out of the bullpen. Right-hander, 6'3", about 165.
Ooh. Another drop down to the side.
Yeah, a lot of movement on that fastball. I have yet to see this kid throw. I was kind of surprised that he made the roster.
Yep, 28 years old.
Kind of surprising Brian Johnson didn't make the roster. He will be up here sooner or later.
Going to get him.
A little too much movement.
A little too much there, and a hit batsman. Red Sox with a 13-2 lead here over the Birds.
Kid Nation members have the opportunity to play trivia, earn points, and redeem for awesome prizes in their personalized member portal. Join Kid Nation today, redsox.com/KidNation.
Zhu Lin is taken over at short for Xander Bogaerts, by the way, as Santander gets in. He's doubled, flied out, and grounded out tonight. Just 6 Baltimore hits against Boston pitching. Nate Eovaldi in line for the victory, his first ever opening day. 6 strong, just 1 run.
Still get to the bottom of the question why he had number 7 on.
Yes.
In that 1 inning.
She's got to find out.
Yeah. He wears number 17, but he showed up in 1 inning and 1 inning only wearing the number 7, which is Vasquez's number. Shovel to second for 1, and in time to turn 2.
Nicely done.
Yes. Quickly done.
OB Jerry Eck, I did hear from the Red Sox. Now, this isn't officially official, but they think that he just went in to change his jersey and just accidentally grabbed the wrong one.
That's what Jerry thought.
But it's not officially official. So we may find out another story after the game, but that is what I'm hearing from the Red Sox at this point.
I'll bet he went into the clubhouse to change shirts, and he saw a 7 and he just put it on. You know, I mean, he's thinking about the game, you know, and he put on 7.
You got it all figured out, Jerry.
You've got to be right.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
It's got to be that. I mean, what else would you wouldn't just go in and fool around and say, I think I'll go on with this inning on opening day and I'm going to wear number 7.
Right. I know.
Right? Yeah. It had to be a mistake.
Just missing that 1. Red Sox ahead 13-2. Like last year in 40 games at 190.
You're saying it's an accident.
I'm saying it's an accident. I'm saying that he was in a rush to change shirts. He saw a 7. He thought it was a 17. He dropped it on him. He went out and he pitched with a number 7 on him. Now, that's, you know, not official, but that's what high sources are telling us.
But you would have to go into another locker.
Yeah.
Like he mistakenly thought that was his locker.
But think about it, Eck. Opening day, you're pitching. Your mind's, you know what I mean?
I guess. I'm trying to get there.
Well, we'll find out. I mean, the big story will come out because that's the big story of the night so far, in my opinion.
It is.
Well, it's really the only mystery. 13-2. Now, if you missed it in the middle innings, that's where the Red Sox really exploded. 6 runs in the 4th. The 6th inning, 3 more, along with 4 in the 3rd. And that's going to be in there. Good pitch right at the knee. I know we mentioned this a couple of days ago, but probably, for my money, the best story in baseball right now is Daniel Bard making the Colorado Rockies. You know, had not pitched in the major league since 2013. Horrendous control problems. Looked like it was all over. He was the Arizona Diamondbacks mental skills coach a year ago, last season. Pilar with a catch, and that retires the side. So great news there on Daniel Bard. 13-2 Boston.
Bucks 5-7, 3-2, 7-2 today. And guys, I know there are no fans in the stands tonight, but let me tell you, the fans on Lansdowne were rocking out to Sweet Caroline. So definitely has some nice atmosphere out there. It looks like they're all having fun tonight.
Close enough, but socially distancing. Well, of course, I'd rather be in the ballpark. But that's the age we're living in at the moment. Red Sox have had a great time inside Fenway with a 13-2 lead on the Orioles. Here on opening night, Jonathan Arauz leading things off here in the 8th. Among the big hitting stars for Sox tonight, as is typically the case, is J.D. Martinez, 2 doubles and a single. Kevin Pillar had 3 hits. Jose Peraza 3 hits. Jackie Bradley pair of doubles.
Trying to practice this guy's name.
Arauz.
Yeah.
Line into right field, and that'll be caught by Stewart for out number 1.
And Golf and the Red Sox are teaming up to help defeat cancer. Every time the Red Sox swipe a base, Golf fuels the win with a donation to the American Cancer Society. Guys.
By the way, the Red Sox 50-50 is over 100,000 tonight.
Wow.
Great to see Sox fans getting into that right away as Chavis lifts a high fly to right. Michael 0 for 4 and 2 gone. So you have until the end of this half inning to get in there, but it's over $100,000 at this point.
That's just peanuts, right?
Just peel that off of the 32.5 I got.
Left after taxes. Yeah. Jackie, 2 doubles, a walk. He has scored 3 times. He's driven in a pair of runs. So he's had a very good night. And helping us out wearing a microphone, he's kind enough to do that for the first 5 innings or so. And that'll be, we believe, a regular feature. A lot of Red Sox will get in on that. One rising up high for a ball. So game 2 of the 2020 season coming up tomorrow. Join us right here on Nessa. Well, there's the number 7. Christian Vasquez, the guy who really owns that number.
And I wonder if his locker is next to
That's what I'm thinking.
Valdi.
That's
You
what
know, I don't think so.
I don't know. Might
I don't know.
be. I know in the old setup, you know, I don't know how they're set up now.
They all in the suite still? I mean, they're still up in the suites?
I think they're in the suites.
I think that's where Christian was going right there. Had 2 hits tonight.
He was going down the concourse, it looked like.
Yeah.
You know, they had that shot of Mitch Moreland in a Globe a couple of weeks ago where he had obviously just taken a shower and he was going up to his suite. He had to go back up the back stairway. I'm sure he wasn't thrilled that that wound up on the front page. That one looped into right center field for a base hit. That's 3 hits for JBJ tonight.
He's had a real good night. A couple of doubles, a walk, 2 runs batted in. Now had a single in the 8th inning. Big night for JBJ. Big night for a lot of people tonight.
4 Red Sox have had 3 hits.
Yeah.
And the club has set a record for an opening day with 8 doubles. Line shot, center field. That's down for a base hit, and another one for Peraza.
I mean, how could you ask for a better debut?
I mean, really.
I mean,
Him and Pilar, really.
You're hitting out of the 9 spot in the lineup. 4 hits in the game, couple of RBIs, 2 doubles. I mean, he just looks really good at the plate. Nice little weight shift there. And
not a big high leg kick.
No.
Red Sox now with 17 hits. So it has been a terrific opening night here for the Red Sox offense, frankly, all the way around. Benintendi's trying to join the hit column. So only 3 Red Sox don't have a hit. Benintendi's one. Of all people, Rafael Devers is another. And Michael Chavis. 17 Boston hits. Red Sox began scoring in the 3rd inning when they got 4 runs, and they have not stopped. And looking for more here. 2 down, runners at first and second. We're in the 8th inning. Benintendi is grounded to second, struck out, walked, struck out, and flied to left. Same 2 clubs here tomorrow afternoon on NESN. Martin Perez, the left-hander, against Alex Cobb, the right-hander. Next 2 games are both at 135.
Alex Cobb, he hasn't pitched in quite a while, right? He missed all last year.
Yeah, only made a couple of starts a year ago. Let's go to Guerin.
If it's time for the Red Sox baseball, then it's definitely time for Dunkin' Iced Coffee, brewed to make your day. It's time to make the coffee. America and Red Sox Nation runs on Dunkin', guys.
Well, that'll send up the number 2 hitter. And once again, J.D. Martinez batting out of that 2 slot. He seems to be taking an immediate liking to it. He has gone 3 for 4 tonight. In the past, he hasn't been in love with batting second. His numbers have not been great there, but tonight they are.
How many times has he batted second? Not very often. I can't imagine.
I seem to remember I think it was with Detroit.
Okay, somebody else, right?
Yeah,
not
certainly
us.
not with the Red Sox. No.
Yeah, before he became J.D. Martinez.
Yes.
That's a great way of putting it. How about a slam here?
Instead of pop up behind first base, and Alberto will put that away in right. Red Sox will leave them loaded, but they have plenty tonight at the end of 8. 13-2 Sox. The Amica pitch zone, and Nate Eovaldi got plenty of run support, but he was sharp tonight, Eck.
He didn't get his first strikeout till the 5th inning, and out in the 5th inning, and you see the strikeouts with the cutter, the slider, another cutter there to Davis, but 4 on the night, only walked 1, went 6 innings. Nice job by Eovaldi.
So top of the 9th inning, Red Sox looking to put this one on ice on opening day 2020 with a huge lead. Nunez in the ballgame, 1 for 3 with a double. One of just 6 hits for the Orioles. So it's been a complete effort by the Sox here in game 1 of 60. Just 60 ball games and an expanded playoff field with 6 more teams being added right before the first pitch of the season was thrown. Valdez looking to finish this one up against an Oriole team that lost 108 games last season and figured to be in full rebuild for a while. And the 0-2. Punch to third base. Arauz will scoop and fire for the out, 1 away. StatCast AI is powered by Google.
This is one of the doubles that JD had on the night. 2 on the night, 3 RBIs. The first one into the right field seats. I thought that ball had a chance to get out, but he'll take the 2 RBIs.
How about that? It's a home run in 26 out of 30 ballparks.
Is that right?
Yeah. Not at Fenway, not to right.
You couldn't ask for a better start. You think about it. The 2 new guys come in, one guy gets 3 hits, the other guy gets 4. Peraza. Bradley gets off to a good start, which is important. Obviously, Evaldi having a nice 6-inning stint.
Yeah, everybody can leave the ballpark tonight with a pretty good feeling. You know, a couple of guys, a little bit of a struggle, but there's only one of the 59 left after tonight.
And it's just going to go by so quickly. It's going to be unlike anything we've ever covered, where these guys have ever played. And every series is going to have big meaning. You know, that's not just a catchphrase. That's the truth.
Especially every series within your division.
Right. If you want to be one of those playoff teams.
And you got to take care of business against Baltimore, please.
Yep. The Red Sox have certainly done that tonight. Well, I think so many people around New England and around the country have been waiting for it, you know, these first couple of nights for so long, you know, to have a return to normalcy. The Red Sox mean so much in New England to the daily lives of people, sports fans, Red Sox fans. So many of them are waiting for tonight to get that feeling of returning somewhat to normal, at least in following your baseball team. That's right down the chute for strike 3. And then to come out and play this well and to play a complete game.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Well, I like this kid's movement on his. Comes back just a hair.
And he's not afraid, not overpowering, you know, but he's got a little movement on that fastball. Brings it right back to the middle of the plate. 91 miles an hour. 2-seamer.
Lexus making a pledge to strike out hunger. Every time a Sox pitcher strikes out an opponent, Lexus donates $100 to the Greater Boston Food Bank. Guys.
Okay, Garen. Garen will be back with us tomorrow afternoon for game number 2 at 1:35. Certainly hope you will join us throughout the rest of the weekend as baseball has returned. Alberto here. He's got 1 for 3. And Valdez trying to make him the final hitter of the ball game. The win will go to Nathan Evaldi. And the offense was explosive with a opening day Red Sox record 8 doubles and 17 hits.
And I lost the ranch because I thought they were going to go bridge, and they didn't. Ow.
Going to get him.
Second guy he's hit.
He's hit 2 batters in 2 innings. Well, remember, you've got that $65 million, and we'll take care of a lot of issues there. Hey, stay tuned for Red Sox Final presented by Rodenheiser Home Services. Prior to the game, TC, Jim, and Steve highlighted on the Rodenheiser Heat Zone Anthony Santander and Xander Bogaerts. They will be coming up on our post-game spectacular very shortly, you would think. In fact, Ruiz has the only home run in the ball game. That was in the 7th inning.
You know, for a team like Baltimore that gave up what, 305 home runs, you'd expect one of them to leave the ballpark.
You would. Tommy Malone, who started tonight, will take the loss. Gave up a ton of home runs here at Fenway Park in his career. Would you say 11 in a little over 18 innings? Yeah. Red Sox beat him up with 2 base hits instead. Valdez trying to pin down that final out. going to have to get used to these quick turnarounds, these day games after night games.
Yeah, it's not that many day games, though. Really?
Not a lot, no.
Day baseball the next 2. One, 2 on the way. Tonight's fast speed play is brought to you by Xfinity.
Well, Kevin Pillar making a great catch early in the ball game, kind of setting the tone defensively for the Red Sox in this game. Fearless going back against that wall in right field.
And a payoff pitch to Ruiz. And struck him out. And that's the ball game. The Red Sox win this one handily on opening day 2020 as it finally gets underway, and the Red Sox pound out a 13-2 victory over the Orioles. Nate Eovaldi with the victory. Chaim Bloom got to be delighted with that result in game number 1. For Jerry Remy and Dennis Eckersley, I'm Dave O'Brien. Hoping you will join us tomorrow afternoon, 1:35, for game number 2, Sox and the Orioles. TC, Jim, and Steve coming up right after the break. They'll have all the details and the highlights of this one. Have a great night, everybody.